This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
You all ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
Dun, 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 dun.
This is a sham.
No.
Y'all, just stop. Get real.
Welcome to DBL. It's Friday. Okay. I was so worried that I was going to make everyone excited and then buzzkill.
I was so late that this is the first time I've looked at either of you. I was like, hey guys.
Al, you set a record today.
I was like casually walking to work and I was like, oh, we have like 7 minutes. Okay.
That's called That's Al.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to this because there's a lot to talk about here. Lia Thomas has become the first openly transgender woman to win an NCAA championship. But her historic win is not without controversy, which is why we talk about it here. Lia won the 500-yard freestyle event, finishing nearly 2 seconds ahead of the swimmer who came in second. Now, during the podium ceremony, some people were heard booing and faintly cheering after Lia's name was announced, and Lia stood alone while the other medalists posed for photos off to the side. After, she told ESPN she just tries to drown out the negative noise. Take a look.
I try to ignore it as much as I can. I try to focus on my swimming, what I need to do to get ready for my races, and just try to block out everything else.
So former tennis star Martina Navratilova also weighed in on Lia's win, telling News Nation she has an unfair advantage. Watch this.
Well, it's not about excluding transgender women from winning ever, but it is about not allowing them to win when they were not anywhere near winning as men. And in the future, maybe it should be an open category for everybody, and then biological females.
So Twitter was divided on this one. One person said, quote, Lia has every right to be proud of her athleticism, her talent, and her accomplishments. But another wrote, quote, she's cheating. Many athletes who train very hard and just can't compete with certain natural-born differences. So we're going to go there. We're going to ask, what do you think about the negative reaction, but also about this in general? And I just want to ask this question. Can you be pro-trans in every single way, but sort of anti-Lia? Does that make sense to you?
The question makes sense.
Yeah, I'm really stuck here. I really want to be a pro-trans person, but I also feel a certain way just naturally watching that, and I want to be honest with our audience, but I don't know if that's an anti-trans stance.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to label, I think the wording of labeling her a cheater simply because of her identity is where we go wrong.
Yeah.
She followed the rules and won based on the rules. Now, I think biology and sports really matters. And so to ignore that is problematic. I think, and I looked over this a couple times in scientific papers that's shown that people that have undergone male puberty, they retain, I'm reading specifically, retain significant advantages in power and strength even after taking the medication to suppress their testosterone
Which Lia
levels.
did, right.
Exactly. So she followed all the specific rules. rules. But if there's that chance of even an unfair advantage, then it becomes problematic to other women that have been competing in the sport and think that there's something that's off that won't be able to make this equal in some way. So I think when people are competing at a level, you have to make sure the playing field is exact, and it's kind of hard to do that if we're ignoring a specific part of biology.
I agree with you, but the other side would say she's taking specific transitioning women on testosterone treatment for 1 year before being considered. Her levels, they test their blood, the levels are the same. Do you agree with Lindsay?
I mean, it's what I always say, the law of unintended consequences, because I do agree with you. And if we're going to go with the science in terms of, having an advantage, okay, but then we have to apply that to all sports. We've seen athletes like A-Rod, who has been accused, I don't know if he was officially, but it is well accepted that he took steroids. He then signed a $250 million contract because of the advantage that gave him. So are we going to now go back or, moving forward, retroactively disqualify UFC guys that get popped for steroids all the time? Russia can't even call itself Russia in the Olympics because there is such a doping scandal going on. So if we are going to start getting into testosterone, okay, but I guarantee you it's going to affect an athlete that you care about more than any swimming. Because I don't think any person in this room can name any swimming record. So if we are going to go with the biology, which I have a degree in, which I am more than happy to, let's start going back, because I remember the 1998 home run race with Sammy Sosa and Mark McGwire.
Oh my God.
Who were walking around with veins coming out of their neck. It looked like the bottom of the trees from Avatar. And so if we're going to say that those are not, if we're going to go where it's not steroids, then fine. Let's just make sure it's all the way around.
Is it bad to equate being trans and having steroids? Well, I think having the advantage.
A physical advantage. It's a hormone advantage.
And I think that trans people have to come to the table on this conversation and be open-minded to have a discussion about how we figure this out.
Fair.
I say that with everything.
That's fair.
When people are talking about, okay, we're going to be lawmakers making rules for black people, it's like, okay, well, we're the one experiencing the disproportionate amount of stress, so let's talk about it and bring us to the table. So I think that trans people should come to the table, and we should have a conversation and open up the dialogue in these sporting events and see what the fair way and a balanced conversation to have people who maybe disagree with allowing people to compete and agree with it and see where they stand if we have an open dialogue. And
I think that's
a place to start.
That's very, very fair.
I prefer yelling at each other on Twitter, but if you want to try it Lindsay's way, okay.
Just so you know, the IOC, the International Olympic Committee, they have new rules regarding trans athletes in the Olympics. You want to know? They are allowing individual sports to make the decision.
That's such a cop-out.
I know. They don't want to
that's
make a decision.
Such a
I agree.
cop-out to get away with it. For you to maintain your status is like, I run everything. But when there's a real issue, Lindsay, you guys work that out amongst yourselves. What if our boss, Bert or Lisa or somebody, you guys figure it out? Like, that's why you have
I agree.
higher-ups.
That's where the rules come from.
Right.
I know. I thought that was really interesting that it's up to
When you said that, and I'm usually okay with people making their own decisions, and I'm really happy with everybody to do that. But when we talk about that, it made me immediately think about COVID and how we handle it, and everybody made their own decision, and look where we ended up 2.5 years later. So, yeah.
I called for a federal mandate from day one, and I still get yelled at. Still get yelled at. That's fair. That's what the show's about. Coming up on DBL, a couple with 18 kids tells us how they make it all work. Is it as chaotic as it looks? Probably. And Dr. Coley is here to play a little game of true or false with the latest medical headlines, so don't go away.
Closed captioning provided by
Welcome back, paging Dr. Coley. Paging.
And that wasn't even a good paging sound.
Hello, it's Dr. Coley. I'm returning a page.
Thank you so much. We are so glad you are here. Now, guys, it's time to sort through the latest medical headlines to figure out what's real and what's not. But before we do want to know about this latest COVID variant. And I think it's like BA2.
BA2, the stealth variant. So you know
The stealth variant?
Stealth variant.
Oh,
That
man.
sounds terrible.
Sounds like a bad guy in a movie, right?
It does.
Yeah. So I like to say I'm in a relationship with COVID, a bad relationship. I'm trying to break up with COVID.
Is there any other kind?
Well, we did have our honeymoon period, remember?
That's true, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm trying to break up, and COVID wants to keep getting back together. And every time it gets back together, it says, oh, I've changed. I'm a little different this time.
wow, that's
Let's
good.
try it again. So that's where I think we're at right now. We are back together like Ross and Rachel.
Oh.
And this is a BA2 variant. It's here in the U.S., 1 out of 4 cases or so. More contagious than Omicron, spreading more efficiently in households. But the vaccines work. So we're still going to use that. Some of our new medicines need to be updated, though, because they're not working as well.
Okay, but the vaccines work. Did you hear all that? The vaccines work on BA2, the stealth variant, coming soon to a theater near you.
Like that.
I know, right? That does remind me of a movie.
Yeah, all right, we're gonna play a little game now. I'm gonna read a statement that's either true or false, and then we're all gonna guess either true or false.
Like, can you run through that again?
Let me take it down slowly.
What are the directions?
Okay, so once Dr. Coley is gonna give us the answer. You guys ready? So play
Yes.
along at home as well. All right, the first statement is, people shed hair seasonally. Is this true or false? So let's see.
Saying false.
False, okay, not true?
I'll say true. It seems like wintertime
it's
is a little
constant.
spices up a little more shedding for me.
Spices it up. All right, is this
And
true?
you have to vote, too.
Okay, I shed all the time. Okay.
So you have
very
to put
personal.
your money down, Tori.
I'm going to say
What is
it is seasonal.
Seasonal. Okay, good.
True.
The girls have it right this time. Yes. So women, we shed more seasonally than men, but everybody sheds seasonally. It's worse in the fall than the spring. But essentially what happens to our hair follicles is kind of like what happens to our skin as it changes, right? When the season changes, our skin changes, the moisture changes. So the hair follicles can be sensitive to temperature, to humidity. So we start to lose, instead of the 80 to 100 hairs that we shed every day, we actually end up losing up to 150 hairs come spring.
Wait, but we shed every day. So I was right.
No, you weren't.
Oh, man.
No, you weren't.
Every day.
You weren't right.
Well, Dr. Al,
You weren't right.
You come second to Dr. Cole.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Dr. Jackson. All right, let's try this one. More adults in their 20s are being diagnosed with colorectal cancer, colon cancer. Is that true or false? I know 2 people who have died from this. I am such a believer in spreading the word, so I say this is
My
true.
grandfather, absolutely.
True.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously he's an
My
older
grandmother as
person,
well.
but I would say true just because I'm assuming testing is probably up in a lot of people. So the more you test, the more you're going to find. So I'm going to say this is true.
Lindsay?
I'm going to say true also because I just don't want to be wrong. So I'm going to say
I'm
true.
already 1 for 1.
This time you guys all got it right.
Yes, okay.
So, you know, it's March is Colorectal Cancer Awareness Month, and we have to know, guys, young people are dying from colorectal cancer. It's getting diagnosed earlier and earlier. So a new study came out saying the highest rise is in those 20 to 29. And unfortunately, Black and Hispanic people getting diagnosed much more than everybody else. And it's not, Al, because our tests are better. It's actually because we're getting more cancer. But it really begs the question whether we need to move up the screening. So I want to ask you guys, do you know when you need to get screened?
I think a colonoscopy, I believe, is 45.
It just changed to 45.
And I found that out the hard way. I thought it was 42. Obviously, at the time that I went in, it was 42, and they were like, it's not till you're 45, so I was too young.
Oh,
Nice.
I get that a lot.
Yeah,
but
right.
yeah, I thought that was strange.
You never say that. That's interesting. I know 2 people under 40 that have passed from this
Wow.
disease. So please be very, very clear about getting tested. Thank you for that. True or false, dementia and Alzheimer's are the same disease. I think that's false.
Yeah, I'm going to say false just because I think dementia leads to
Okay.
Alzheimer's.
Oh, I'm going to steal her answer.
you steal.
I was going to say
Al
it's
is
different.
copying off of
I was going to say that it's because I was thinking dementia seems like a state of confusion, and Alzheimer's seems like
disease.
an issue with your memory.
Like
That's what I'm
plaque
saying.
and stuff, yeah.
So yes, the answer is false, but not for any of the reasons that you guys
Let me make that. I have to be clear about that for legal reasons. You're all
If you say it firmly, it sounds like you know what you're talking about.
So the umbrella of the condition is called dementia, which means we're not thinking as clearly, or we're not good at cognitive tasks, we're losing our memory, we're not good at math problems, at remembering things, at finding our way around, but many different things can cause it. Now, the most common cause of that umbrella condition is Alzheimer's dementia. So 60 to 80% of dementia comes from Alzheimer's, but there's other types, small little strokes you can have, Huntington's, Lewy body, many different genetic types of dementia that you can have. So it doesn't necessarily mean if you have dementia that you have Alzheimer's, but Alzheimer's is a type of dementia.
Is there a time where you should be looking for these? If you're like, oh, I forgot how to get to Lindsay's house. I've been there a lot, but you're 39. Should you be worried? If you're 49, should you be worried? Like, when is that kind of weird?
If the pattern happens, Al, even young people in their 30s can have dementia.
Wow.
And that's another myth that people think it's only older people. Alcohol use, pollutants, lifestyle, genetics, all of this can lead young people. So
But what about just like mommy brain? Because I'm just forgetting stuff and I'm trying to figure out and make sure it's like
You're fine.
But
mommy
if the
brain.
pattern continues, like she
Person's been
said,
deprived
if
of sleep.
Yeah.
If the pattern continues, and if it's things you recently learned, Lindsay, that you're forgetting, or long-standing things, or if other people are noticing that you're forgetting, then it's time to get a little memory test.
Ooh,
Okay.
wow. All right, thank you so much. That was really, really fun and also very educational. Knowledge is power, people. Knowledge is power. If you have a question you want answered by Dr. Coley, write us on social media, or you can also email us at info@dailyblastlive.com. We'll be right back, and that's true.
That was good.
Thanks.
Ukraine says it needs all the help it can get to fight against Russia, including more people. Ukraine's foreign minister posted a tweet with more than 45,000 likes that he also wants foreigners to join the fight, with some Americans responding that they're interested. So let's verify. Can Americans legally join Ukraine's International Legion of Territorial Defense? Our sources are the U.S. State Department, the Embassy of Ukraine in the United States, Amnesty International, and David Mallet, an associate professor at American University. So far, local media reports 20,000 soldiers from around the world have joined. The U.S. State Department says it's not illegal under U.S. law for people to go abroad and enlist in a foreign army, so long as you're not fighting against the U.S. The Ukraine Embassy says if you're selected, you'll need to supply all of your own equipment, like body armor, uniforms, and medical supplies. The only thing you can't bring is your own weapon. Then there's what happens once you're there. Mallet says historically, local commanders welcome the expertise and training of experienced fighters, but inexperienced soldiers have a 1 in 3 casualty rate. Amnesty International warns Americans who fight for other nations can be arrested on U.S. soil for war crimes or other incidents that happen on the battlefield. So it's true. Americans can legally join Ukraine's International Legion of Territorial Defense. However, a senior U.S. defense official said on March 11th that Americans should not travel to Ukraine under any circumstances, and instead recommends donating time or money to relief organizations. With your Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis.
When it comes to kids, what's the magic number? Is it 1? Is it 2? Is it 3? Should I keep going?
No.
For Desiree and Chris Spiegel, that number is 18.
You should have stopped before.
They are a blended family unlike any other, and earlier we spoke with them. Take a look.
I had a dream, you know, I wanted a big family. It was like my setup with him. I mean, I was like, I don't care how many kids you have, I still want to have my big family.
I don't think I actually knew what I was getting myself into, to be honest. I was like, yeah, absolutely, that sounds great. I decided we already had a big family because, you know, I came in with 8 and she had 3, so that's 11 right there. Every morning, the middle school kids, I drive them to the school, and then I come immediately back and I pick up the elementary kids. There's 6 of them. And then I drive them to the elementary school and then come back. And then usually have about an hour, then I gotta be at the office.
Groceries are at least, it's about $250 to $500 like every week. That's not including like if we go out to eat somewhere, about $200, $300.
The way she does laundry, each room brings down their own laundry. So
I used to do it differently, and so I got a little bit wiser. Now they bring their laundry down, run it through, bring it to your room. I don't want your laundry down here. Pretty much after cleanup is chore time, get ready for the next day time.
8 o'clock, shut her down.
Yeah.
Oh my
love
gosh,
it.
they have 18 kids ranging in age from 21 years old to 2 months old. Please welcome to the show, Desiree and Chris.
Yes.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, Desiree and Chris, I have so many questions from you. 1, who's watching the kids? 2, how do you make a reservation at a restaurant with 18? Oh my God.
And how are you smiling right now?
I can't do it with 2 kids. Desiree, you had 3 kids and Chris had 8 before you two had an additional 7. I gotta know, why did you want such a large family? Because I envy you guys. I can barely handle my 2 kids.
You know, I guess I just have this personal conviction that you just never know who you give birth to. And so I didn't want to be selfish, to be honest. There's so many women who cannot even have kids, you know, and it's their nightly cry, you know, to have one. So I thought, who am I to just make sure that I don't have any? So I've kind of just left it to, you know, destiny. Like what happens, happens. And when I feel like I'm done, I'm done. So that's kind of my heart.
Okay, before I ask my question, I just want to know, can I have your phone number? Because I have 2 kids, and when my wife starts complaining or we start going crazy, can I just call you guys and be like, is this okay? What are you guys going through? And then feel much better about what we're going through?
Right. Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
All right. This is just crazy
The
to me.
laundry got you.
Watching that whole package, I was like losing my mind over here. So, Chris, I want to get to the question. Before you met Desiree and you were a father of 8, how did the dates react to you eventually getting to that question, well, I have 8 kids? And then how did Desiree respond when you first told her?
I don't know. I don't know what they thought, to be honest with you. They just went with it. You know what I mean? I'm a good dad, and Desiree wanted a big family. So it was kind of a perfect match.
Sure is. Yeah.
I am curious though, because I'm one of 4, and we've had like 5 to 6 kids that have lived in our parents' home at the same time. And I can remember at least one of us at any point saying, I wish I was an only child. So do any of your kids ever use the I wish I was an only child?
A few times, yeah.
Yeah, it's been said once or twice.
I understand.
So many questions,
Yes.
guys. First of all, how do you have that many kids and there's no crayon or anything on the wall behind you? Like, my youngest would have just lit that up with a highlighter. Your house?
A lot of years of practicing. I mean, there's definitely parts in this house that look like Picasso made a pit stop, and it's just always like coming right behind it. So
I get
as soon as
it.
it gets noticed, no permanent markers allowed in the house.
Boom.
Real quickly, I just got to know, how do you guys make time for each other?
Oh, good question.
Obviously you do, because there's 18, but
Well, he didn't.
yeah, you know what I mean.
How
do you? How do you?
I haven't slept more than 5 hours in 7 years. So, we become creatures of night. Kids go to bed. That's when the huddle begins,
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, we know. We know.
I did say it's super creepy.
Al
I'm
said
sorry
it
about
very
that, guys.
creepy.
I'm happy that they still make time for themselves and that they're in love. I love that.
Okay,
I have
we
no shame in that.
appreciate you, Desiree and
Yes.
Chris. Thank you for sharing your remarkable story with us.
Sorry,
we'll
I got
be right
creepy
back.
at the end.
Thank you.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by...
So 50 Cent is on a mission to uncancel Monique, and the Winslows reunited, but a family matter still needs to be addressed. Plus, black colleges have never looked so good. In this week's What Erica's Watching. Although he's not Slim Shady, 50 Cent's shade keeps on getting thicker and thicker. His latest celebrity beef includes Oprah and Tyler Perry. Now he's defending Oscar winner Monique, who recently broke her silence about being blacklisted. Now Monique feels like she deserves an apology, but 50 says he's going to put her back on the map regardless. Now 50 is finally using his power for good. However, bullying an apology out of Tyler and Oprah would likely require a magic stick. Just saying. So next, some of the cast of Family Matters got together for a photo shoot. But don't go getting too excited, because it seems that there's some family business that needs to be addressed before there can be an official reunion. Jo Marie Payton, aka Mama Winslow, says she was very hurt when her youngest TV daughter was written off the show, and that she won't be a part of anything official unless all of the Winslows are present, including Judy.
Hi guys. Oh, howdy Hooty doody doody.
You know the girl that went up to her room and never came back down? Now, although Steve Urkel is not a Winslow, there would be no hit show without him. So let's focus on getting Jaleel White to sign on first, shall we? And the iconic fashion brand Polo by Ralph Lauren launched a new preppy line featuring two of the most prestigious historically black colleges, Morehouse and Spelman. Ralph Lauren says that American style would be incomplete without representation like this. We know. This partnership also includes $2 million worth of HBCU scholarships. Now, I want to go back to school shopping. Can you do that if you're not a student? Okay, I'm gonna do it anyway. So share with me anything that catches your eye by using the hashtag DBL Erica Watch. We'll be right back.
Even if you didn't know what it was, you've likely seen the colorful images from India's most joyous and vivid festival, Holi. People across India have celebrated it for centuries. Its roots lie in Hindu legend, with the first mentions of the festival dating back to a 4th century poem. Also known as the Festival of Colors, Holi represents the beginning of spring and good triumphing over evil. It's also a day of forgiveness. The night before the festival, large bonfires are lit, signifying the burning of evil spirits. On the day of Holi, brightly colored powder is thrown into the air, covering people, streets, and buildings. Water balloons filled with colored water are also thrown from rooftops. Every color has a meaning. Red, for example, symbolizes fertility and love. Green symbolizes new beginnings. At the end of the day, families gather for festive meals, and sweets are shared among neighbors and friends. Holi typically takes place in March, but the exact date depends on the moon and the Hindu calendar. And that's connecting the dots. For 9 News Mornings, I'm Alexandra Lewis.
Welcome back to DBL. A lot of you writing in about the 18 kids. A lot of you saying after 2 pregnancies you were done. Lynn,
Don't even.
I just want to know, what do you think is the hardest part of having 18? You think when they start dating, like, what do you guys think is the hardest part?
Okay, one of my friends told me once the kids outnumber you, just it doesn't matter if it's 3 or 18. Yeah,
that's what I've
it just
heard.
is like you're outnumbered and just embrace it.
Just lean
I've
into
heard
it.
2 is doable, 3 is like, oh my goodness, what's happening? And then after 4, it's like, you might as well have 8.
Just let it go to the universe.
They have a full football team, don't they? That's
really?
amazing.
But then the older
But the
ones
chances of one of them like taking care of you for life is like really up there.
Yeah, you're right.
Somebody's gonna be the billionaire here. Let's go.
Good call. A future Elon Musk. DBL is new every day. We will see you Monday, same time, same place. Y'all be safe. Be grateful. We are so grateful that you're here. Don't be a hater. We'll see you Monday.
Don't be a hater.
I said it. I said it.
That's a great sign-off.
Chris said
Social media is full of opinions and hot takes, but we verify so that we could stick just to the facts. Right now, there's a lot of talk about how much gas and oil is produced in the U.S. Biden critics are quick to write things like this: Biden needs to unleash American energy production. While Jen Psaki, his press secretary, argues that U.S. production of natural gas and oil is rising and approaching record levels. So let's verify, how much gas and oil do we produce in the U.S. and how does it compare to past years? Our sources are the Energy Information Administration and a pair of energy experts, Mark Finley from Rice University and Robert Weiner from the George Washington University. So let's get to the data. The EIA has this graph showing yearly crude oil production in the U.S.
I mean, you'll see that U.S. oil production peaked in the around 1970.
Our 2 experts walked us through the data, pointing out that for some 30 years between the 70s and the 2000s, U.S. production was dropping.
The United States was in steady decline because it's basically been drilled out.
Our experts say that this all changed in the mid-2000s due to the so-called shale revolution. Techniques like hydraulic fracturing or fracking caused a huge spike in production of oil in the U.S.
That shale revolution took place across successive administrations of both Democrats and Republicans.
So let's get to the latest numbers. In 2021, there were over 4,082,000,000 barrels produced in the U.S. That's only lower than 2020 and the peak in 2019. Weiner says the decrease over the last 2 years was due to the global pandemic.
With demand way down, production needed to go down also. So the oil companies produced less. They were very unprofitable.
So we could verify that the U.S. production of oil and gas is down from 2019, but it's far greater than it's been for nearly all of American history. With your Verified.
About today on Daily Blast Live.
A trans swimmer gets booed after winning an NCAA championship. Does she have an unfair advantage? Mansplaining explained. A communication coach is here live to break down the way interactions between men and women work. Identical twin sisters who married identical twin brothers are here live.
Brianna, do you take Jeremy? And Brittany, do you take Joshua to be your lawful wedded husband?
I do. They'll tell us all about how they're raising their babies to be brothers. And Leah Remini calls out her bestie J-Lo for always being overdressed.
Look at this one. Head wrap, jewelry. Can you be ugly once? Just be normal once. Do I have to?
Oh my gosh.
Are you insane?
This is a sham. No. Y'all, just stop.
Finally here, drum roll.
Welcome to DBL. It is Friday. Jeff is back. Welcome back, Jeff. We're going to hear all about your little anniversary getaway, staycation, Bieber. Oh.
Still love you, buddy.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And happy anniversary.
Okay, good. So we are going to talk about this because I know that our viewers have a lot of opinions. Certainly, go on the internet, you'll see it's very controversial. Lia Thomas has become the first openly transgender woman to win an NCAA championship, but her historic win, not without controversy. Lia won the 500-yard freestyle event, finishing nearly 2 seconds ahead of the swimmer who came in second. Now, during the podium ceremony, some people were heard booing and faintly cheering after Lia's name was announced. And Lia stood alone while the other medalists posed for photos off to the side. Now, afterwards, she told ESPN she tries to drown out all the negative noise. Listen to what she had to say.
I try to ignore it as much as I can. I try to focus on my swimming, what I need to do to get ready for my races, and just try to block out everything else.
Now, former tennis star Martina Navratilova, sorry about that, also weighed in on Lia's win, telling News Nation she has an unfair advantage. This is what Martina had to say.
Well, it's not about excluding transgender women from winning ever, but it is about not allowing them to win when they were not anywhere near winning as men. And in the future, maybe it should be an open category for everybody, and then biological females.
Okay, so just like our viewers, Twitter divided. One person said, quote, Lia has every right to be proud of her athleticism, her talent, and her accomplishments. But another wrote, quote, she's cheating many athletes who train very, very hard and just can't compete with certain natural born differences. All right, this is a tough one. We're almost like living through something that I feel like later on we'll be able to look back on, but right now it's not so black and white. What do you think?
Right, I think everybody, when we speak on this, we don't want to be Brian Gumbel that like didn't know what the internet was, that famous clip.
Katie,
because you know when you look back on it, obviously no one knew then. You know, you look back and it looks really dated. So when we have these conversations, I think everybody doesn't want to be that guy. With that said, I think we need to pull back from just swimming, and I do want to get your opinion on this, and just look at how we view sports overall. When we start talking about things that give people other advantages, things such as steroids, we know Russia can't even call themselves Russia in the Olympics because of the rampant steroid abuse. The 98 home run derby, both those people have been alleged to be on steroids. Mark Hunt is suing the UFC because when he fought Brock Lesnar, it appeared as if Brock Lesnar was feeling no pain. We'll leave it at that. So if we are going to say that that is okay, A-Rod signed a $250 million contract after he was accused of using steroids. So if we're saying that those things do help you and we're going to retroactively then make a blanket rule for everybody, I'm fine with that. But when we start picking and choosing certain sports over others, that's where I have a problem. But in the interest of fairness, I do see that we have an issue that we need to hash out, and I'm not sure how to do that.
Yeah, and to your point, I don't think people think it's okay that those guys were on steroids. You know, Sammy Sosa, all the names that you mentioned.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yes.
People they're not okay with that either, and I want to put that on the table. before we have the conversation about trans women in sports, because it's not trans men in sports, it's very, very rare that there's a problem with that, and I say problem in quotes.
Yes.
We have to have a conversation about the conversation, because as soon as you oppose that or put up any saying like, hey, let's see if it's fair or not, people already attack you. Listen, I have no problem with trans people. There's no problem with trans people. I support trans. Either way you want to go, I support that. However, there's a different conversation now when you're talking about sports, and it doesn't mean you're transphobic. That's where we need to get over. Is there a place for trans people in sports? 1,000%, but is it fair to people who don't have that advantage? I think there is a definite advantage. Take away the testosterone levels and what it is. You're born with bigger bone density. When you go through puberty, you already are breaking through a barrier that that doesn't have an advantage. And Tori was talking to me about, what does she mean, Martina
Navratilova. I was trying to be understanding of what exactly she was saying.
Right. So there are a lot of examples of trans women who, when they were men, tried to compete for the Olympics, and they just couldn't get there. They couldn't get over that hurdle. So they transitioned for whatever reason, their own reasons personally, right, which is perfectly acceptable, and then continued in that sport and then medaled in that said sport. There's a lot of examples of that. So I don't know if this gets into that crossing the line of the trans community for the reasons that they've changed. And are they simply doing it for a sport? And we need to find a place for them. When we look back on this, we're going to say, hey, this is the perfect arena for these people to compete. Because I love sports. I love competition. There should be room for everybody. But we need to get over the stereotype of just because you're opposing it or trying to find a different spot, you're already labeled transphobic and you have no voice.
I appreciate that nuance. I just want to get, swimming. I did not swim in our competition, so I'd like to actually go to you. I don't know swimming. Okay,
our competition.
We had a swimming competition. She's like an Olympic level swimmer. I just want to go to you.
Listen, for decades, I've definitely been on the supportive side of supporting trans women in sports. Now, in the beginning, I will say, because in 1998, I think there's even a tape of me somewhere where I was hesitant to support it because I did not think it was fair. Then when I did my own education and I learned that the NCAA and the IOC are very much set with their science to try to level the playing field with the hormones, with everything else, 4 years before you can compete, I said, okay, I trust the IOC and I don't want anybody to be excluded. I'd rather somebody, one in how many people? I mean, there's only a couple people that compete in the NCAA that are trans alone, so this is not an epidemic.
Right.
So I'd rather have inclusion than there be unfairness here and there. However, to your point, Jeff, if we want to make sure that this is complete fairness, I do agree when Dr. Coley was here, she thought maybe we do it sport by sport. The IOC actually just adopted that. The IOC now is saying we're going to let science, those doctors, those commissioners determine sport by sport what to do. And I think, okay, that makes sense. I think this is going to continue to evolve. I agree with you. I want it to be fair for everybody. I do not want there to be any sort of exclusion. I don't know, because there's not that many trans athletes, if we have a separate category, that to me feels like segregation. So I don't know if that's the answer, but I like that we're trying to figure it out. I just hope that everybody gives respect and grace while they figure it out, like we are.
Well, that's with every conversation, and I think it just is a good way to go through your life, is just make sure that you're entering conversations where the other person or the other people have good faith in terms of the argument that they're making.
The
I don't care if we
good,
disagree 100%,
right?
But I'm not coming into this with this is right and this is wrong.
With any malice.
Right. It's just like, I think this is a super interesting thing to talk about.
Yeah.
Like, let's look at that. This is fascinating.
Lia's a pioneer right now.
Yeah.
I hope she leans into it, works with the IOC. She is a pioneer. Hopefully what she and the IOC and other sports and their athletes figure out will benefit the athletes later on. And I hope we can look at it that way rather than her being a quote-unquote cheater or a problem.
I hear that.
Okay, coming up on DBL, ladies, have you encountered mansplaining before, Tori?
I will tell you all about it.
Okay, a communication live to talk all about empowering women. And Dr. Coley plays a little game of true or false with the latest medical headlines. Do not go away.
Closed captioning provided by
When you're swimming a 50 or a 100 or a 200, but she's swimming a 500, which is 20 laps yard.
Can you imagine
20 laps. Sorry, continue.
No, you can. I kind of droned on a little
You
bit.
didn't. You were really interesting. You were.
But I wanted to hear from
what I
Tori.
felt. Yes.
Hey, but I can't. The problem is going into that conversation and saying what I said. First of all, it's nerve-wracking. And second of all, nobody wants. I have no problem with trans people. Nobody has a problem when we talk about these difficult conversations.
But go look on any. You're different. Go. I understand why people are nervous to talk about this because you don't want to be labeled unfairly.
Right.
But on the flip side, if you look at some of the comments underneath ESPN or whoever just recently posted about her, I looked at the comments. I would say the large majority of them were super transphobic.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, you don't have the same type of respect on forums or even in America or the world as we are having right here at this table.
Isn't good.
Right.
Yeah.
But I understand that this is something that needs to be figured out.
I think what Karen, can you get a quick shot of Karen? She's over there, Taylor. That's Karen.
She's also a believer.
Oh yeah, she's and a Bieber. Yeah, she went to Bieber. That's right. And then
believer.
A believer.
Get it right.
Okay, get to it. What is it?
Sorry,
I just
get
want
out
to
of
say
your
this. Karen said this. I'm so
Today,
annoyed right
Junior?
now. Stop it. Taylor's sweatshirt's cute. Oh, let me say something.
I like Kelly's hair.
Stop. Karen said this. Can you be pro-trans?
Jory's right there. You should.
Oh, and not into or anti-Lia, and I say that, and I don't mean that meanly, but can you do both? You know what? Forget it, Taylor.
You can by saying we support Lia. Yeah. We see her as a pioneer, but at the same time, we also need to make sure that you have the right eyes and experience through certain scientists or whoever. I don't know who makes up the board of the IOC or the NC2A.
I hope they have scientists.
Yeah, they do, but I just hope that there's no biases.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that was a well said thing.
Welcome back. Earlier, Dr. Coley joined us to sort through the latest medical headlines to help us figure out what's real, what's not. Take a look.
We do want to know about this latest COVID variant, and I think it's like BA2.
BA2, the stealth variant. So you know,
the stealth variant.
Stealth variant.
Oh,
that
man.
sounds terrible.
Sounds like a bad guy in a movie,
It
right?
does.
Yeah. So I like to say I'm in a relationship with COVID, a bad relationship. I'm trying to break up with COVID.
Is there any other kind?
Well, we did have our honeymoon period, remember?
That's true, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm trying to break up, and COVID wants to keep getting back together. And every time it gets back together, it says, oh, I've changed. I'm a little different this time.
Wow, that's
Let's
good.
try it again. So that's where I think we're at right now. We are back together like Ross and Rachel.
Oh.
But the vaccines work. So we're still going to use that. Some of our new medicines need to be updated, though, because they're not working as well.
Okay, but the vaccines work. Did you hear all that? The vaccines work on BA2, the stealth variant, coming soon to a theater near you.
I know, right? That does remind me of a movie.
Yeah, all right. We're going to play a little game now. I'm going to read a statement that's either true or false, and then we're all going to guess either true or false.
Like, can you run through that again?
Yeah, let me take it down slowly.
What are the directions?
Okay, so once Dr. Coley is going to give us the answer. You guys ready? So play along at home as well. All right, the first statement is, people shed hair seasonally. Is this true or false? So let's see.
Saying false.
False. Okay, not true.
I'll say true. It seems like wintertime is a little spices up a little more shedding for me.
Spices it up. All right, is this true?
And you have to vote too.
Okay, I think I shed all the time. Okay.
So you have to put your money down, Tori.
I'm going to say
what is
it is seasonal.
Seasonal. Okay, good.
True.
The girls have it right this time. Yes. So women, we shed more seasonally than men, but everybody sheds seasonally. It's worse in the fall than the spring. But essentially what happens to our hair follicles is kind of like what happens to our skin as it changes, right? When the season changes, our skin changes, the moisture changes. So the hair follicles can be sensitive to temperature, to humidity. So we start to lose, instead of the 80 to 100 hairs that we shed every day, we actually end up losing up to 150 hairs come spring.
True or false, dementia and Alzheimer's are the same disease? I think that's false.
Yeah, I'm going to say false just because I think dementia leads to Alzheimer's.
Oh, that's, I'm going to steal her
I think
answer.
you're stealing.
I was going to say
Alice
it's different.
copying off of
I was going to say that it's because I was thinking dementia seems like a state of confusion, and Alzheimer's seems like an issue with your memory.
Like plaque and stuff, yeah.
So yes, the answer is false, but not for any of the reasons that you guys
Let me make that. I have to be clear about that for legal reasons. You're all
If you say it firmly, it sounds like you know what you're talking about.
So the umbrella of the condition is called dementia, which means we're not thinking as clearly, or we're not good at cognitive tasks, we're losing our memory, we're not good at math problems, at remembering things, at finding our way around. But many different things can cause it. Now, the most common cause of that umbrella condition is Alzheimer's dementia. So 60 to 80% of dementia comes from Alzheimer's, but there's other types, small little strokes you can have, Huntington's, Lewy body, many different genetic types of dementia that you can have. So it doesn't necessarily mean if you have dementia that you have Alzheimer's, but Alzheimer's is a type of dementia.
Okay. Wow. All right, thank you so much. That was really, really fun and also very educational. Knowledge is power, people. Knowledge is power. If you have a question you want answered by Dr. Coley, write us on social media, or you can also email us at info@dailyblastlive.com. We'll be right back, and that's true.
Ukraine says it needs all the help it can get to fight against Russia, including more people. Ukraine's foreign minister posted a tweet with more than 45,000 likes that he also wants foreigners to join the fight, with some Americans responding that they're interested. So let's verify. Can Americans legally join Ukraine's International Legion of Territorial Defense? Our sources are the U.S. State Department, the Embassy of Ukraine in the United States, Amnesty International, and David Mallet, an associate professor at American University. So far, local media reports 20,000 soldiers from around the world have joined. The U.S. State Department says it's not illegal under U.S. law for people to go abroad and enlist in a foreign army, so long as you're not fighting against the U.S. The Ukraine Embassy says if you're selected, you'll need to supply all of your own equipment, like body armor, uniforms, and medical supplies. The only thing you can't bring is your own weapon. Then there's what happens once you're there. Mallet says historically, local commanders welcome the expertise and training of experienced fighters, but inexperienced soldiers have a 1 in 3 casualty rate. Amnesty International warns Americans who fight for other nations can be arrested on U.S. soil for war crimes or other incidents that happen on the battlefield. So it's true. Americans can legally join Ukraine's International Legion of Territorial Defense. However, a senior U.S. defense official said on March 11th that Americans should not travel to Ukraine under any circumstances, and instead recommends donating time or money to relief organizations. With your Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis.
March is Women's History Month, and we couldn't think of a better way to celebrate and honor women than to have communication and confidence coach Karen Donaldson join us live to give us tips on setting a precedent for girl power. Please welcome Karen Donaldson.
Yes!
Yay, Karen, we're so happy that you're here. So this month, of course, is all about recognizing women. What is your focus this Women's History Month?
For this month of Women's History, we are focusing on moving away from gender bias and stereotyping. But the first thing is realizing it, and the most important thing is actually breaking the bias. So we need to challenge it each and every time it shows up, whether you're a man or a woman. And most people just are not prepared to challenge it because they simply just don't know what to say.
All right, this is so up my alley, my friend. I'm very excited to talk to you because I appreciate when a man specifically notices and calls out just a microaggression, right? It's not easy, it's uncomfortable, but it's important. So what are some examples that you've seen, and how can a woman realistically interject if I'm in a room full of dudes? Men.
Totally, got it. So here's one of the biggest things that's happening. It's called man-interrupting. And it's basically when a man interrupts a woman unnecessarily. And he talks over her, or he decides that he can explain better than her. And this is what women need to do. We need to call it out when we see it so we can stop it in its tracks. Not only from a verbal perspective, but from a body language perspective. And this is what it would look like. Okay. You'd stop, you'd make eye contact with the gentleman, you'd call out their name. So Mike, I'm speaking right now. And you want to ensure that your body is completely facing the person so they know they're talking to you and they take you seriously and they know they've done something wrong. So that's one thing you can do. And the other thing you can say, if you want to change the context of your language, Mike, I appreciate the comment. However, I am fine to continue. Then you pause and
that's good.
Let's play that out, Karen. Let's have Tori and I do a little example, okay? All right, here we go. Tori, your dress looks like you're on Star Trek.
Hey, excuse me, Jeff.
What?
I'm perfectly fine to continue.
Oh.
This is my dress and it looks fantastic.
Okay.
Well done. And scene. That was it.
Good job.
That was good. All right. So Karen, great tip. So what can a bystander do in a situation like this? I'm asking for a friend.
Definitely for a friend. We all have a part to play. So a bystander also needs to call out the individual. So you'd say something like this, if you're seeing it, and I'm talking to the gentleman too and the other ladies. So you're gonna say, Mike, I don't think that Michelle was finished. Let's have her continue, please. And it's not about being aggressive. People always go there. It's about stating a fact. You see, we can't change people. We have no control over people. So your commitment has to be to bringing light to it, shedding light on it, and calling it out when we see it. That's the only way we can shift what's happening with us in the world.
Ooh,
I like it.
I felt that.
Powerful.
I felt that.
And it's great because it shows you how to be an ally without kind of like overstepping your bounds, especially if it's a conversation you're not inherently a part of. So, I just want to, full disclosure, I'm absolutely sure I've done this before, Karen. Can you tell us why so many men feel the need to mansplain or manterrupt? I've definitely done that. I'm aware of it, and I've fixed it, but where did that come from?
I got you. Here's the reality. It's actually an act of dominance, and it's about being dismissive, right? And this is where we as ladies and gentlemen, listen, I'm going to have a piece for you too. Ladies, we need to call out the gentleman and ask them, where is this coming from? Are you feeling the need to interrupt because you feel threatened? Do you feel insecure? What is it about you that makes you need to interrupt me when I speak? Now, men, if you are being called out by a woman, you need to stop and genuinely apologize. And no underlying or under sneaky little dirty apologies like, oh, I must have hit a nerve or a sensitive nerve here.
Right.
Don't do it.
Yes.
Don't do it.
I love that.
Oh my gosh.
Apologize, be genuine.
I really just want Karen in every room. But here's the good news. We all can take a piece of Karen.
We can be Karens
We can be
in
Karen.
every room.
Okay, so what are the most effective ways to actually support women this month?
A really good question. I really encourage you to take the time out to ask women how you can support them. And the other piece is be intentional with supporting female-owned businesses, restaurants, and the biggest thing is this: acknowledge women around you who are doing really great things. It starts there. Just don't allow it to stop at the end of the month. Allow it to continue year long.
Oh, amazing.
I was going to make a joke, but I don't want the wrath of Karen. It came back at me.
Good advice. She uplifts. We appreciate
and also, we need those chairs in studio. Karen, we need you in studio. We
and
need
the white fluffy chairs.
Oh, yes.
Absolutely.
Yep. Karen, thank you so much for sharing your wisdom, your light, very important topic. DBL Nation, you can check out Karen's website, KarenDonaldsonInc.com, for coaching and membership opportunities. Thank you, Karen. We'll be right back.
Well done. Well done. Thank you.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by...
So 50 Cent is on a mission to uncancel Monique, and the Winslows reunited, but a family matter still needs to be addressed. Plus, black colleges have never looked so good. In this week's What Erica's Watching. Although he's not Slim Shady, 50 Cent's shade keeps on getting thicker and thicker. His latest celebrity beef includes Oprah and Tyler Perry. Now he's defending Oscar winner Monique, who recently broke her silence about being blacklisted. Now Monique feels like she deserves an apology, but 50 says he's going to put her back on the map regardless. Now 50 is finally using his power for good. However, bullying an apology out of Tyler and Oprah would likely require a magic stick. Just saying. So next, some of the cast of Family Matters got together for a photo shoot. But don't go getting too excited, because it seems that there's some family business that needs to be addressed before there can be an official reunion. Jo Marie Payton, aka Mama Winslow, says she was very hurt when her youngest TV daughter was written off the show, and that she won't be a part of anything official unless all of the Winslows are present, including Judy.
Hi guys.
Oh, howdy doody Judy.
You know the girl that went up to her room and never came back down? Now, although Steve Urkel is not a Winslow, there would be no hit show without him. So let's focus on getting Jaleel White to sign on first, shall we? And the iconic fashion brand Polo by Ralph Lauren launched a new preppy line featuring two of the most prestigious historically black colleges, Morehouse and Spelman. Ralph Lauren says that American style would be incomplete without representation like this. We know. This partnership also includes $2 million worth of HBCU scholarships. Now, I want to go back to school shopping. Can you do that if you're not a student? Okay, I'm gonna do it anyway. So share with me anything that catches your eye by using the hashtag DBL Erica Watch. We'll be right back.
Even if you didn't know what it was, you've likely seen the colorful images from India's most joyous and vivid festival, Holi. People across India have celebrated it for centuries. Its roots lie in Hindu legend, with the first mentions of the festival dating back to a 4th century poem. Also known as the Festival of Colors, Holi represents the beginning of spring and good triumphing over evil. It's also a day of forgiveness. The night before the festival, large bonfires are lit, signifying the burning of evil spirits. On the day of Holi, brightly colored powder is thrown into the air, covering people, streets, and buildings. Water balloons filled with colored water are also thrown from rooftops. Every color has a meaning. Red, for example, symbolizes fertility and love. Green symbolizes new beginnings. At the end of the day, families gather for festive meals, and sweets are shared among neighbors and friends. Holi typically takes place in March, but the exact date depends on the moon and the Hindu calendar. And that's connecting the dots. For 9 News Mornings, I'm Alexandra Lewis.
Number 3. Okay, I'm not listening. Our poor crew is like, Sam, this way. Got it. Okay, welcome back to DBL. We love sharing your comments. Everybody loves Karen. Everybody loves Karen. Yep, not our, well, yeah.
We also love you, Karen.
We also love our producer, Karen, over here. But okay, so Karen says, or people are saying, Cheryl says, this woman is excellent. She knows her stuff. Alex the Great says, I like the part about doing it non-aggressively, but more matter of fact. Julia says, I've always learned that it's not what you say, but how you say it. And Donnie says, even as a man, I like this segment.
Yeah, and I think there's a famous meme going around that's viral where you said, I always appreciate the man that says, oh, excuse me, I'm sorry, you weren't done, to a woman. And she goes, all the women in the room notice that guy. It's a quiet, it's not aggressive, but it's an ally. It's an allyship move. Dang it.
You were so close.
I was just gonna let you finish that, but it was.
See, that was a gentleman. I didn't even make fun of you.
I liked it.
You wanted to interrupt.
I wanted to, but it was about mansplaining, and I wanted to man quiet.
I like you, man quiet.
If you guys are leaving us, you can watch the second half of the show online. Watch on YouTube, dailyblastlive.com, or our app. But if you get the second half of the show where you are, here is what's ahead. Leah Remini gives her bestie J-Lo a hard time for being overdressed at the pool. Do you guys have a friend like this? Or maybe you're that person? Plus, Jeff's going to talk about what went down at the Biebs concert here in Denver. How disappointed was he when the power went out for like 30 minutes, right? Ooh.
Get some more beers.
We've made it a segment.
Social media is full of opinions and hot takes, but we verify so that we could stick just to the facts. Right now, there's a lot of talk about how much gas and oil is produced in the U.S. Biden critics are quick to write things like this. Biden needs to unleash American energy production, while Jen Psaki, his press secretary, argues that U.S. production of natural gas and oil is rising and approaching record levels. So let's verify, how much gas and oil do we produce in the U.S., and how does it compare to past years? Our sources are the Energy Information Administration and a pair of energy experts, Mark Finley from Rice University and Robert Weiner from the George Washington University. So let's get to the data. The EIA has this graph showing yearly crude oil production in the U.S.
I mean, you'll see that U.S. oil production peaked in the around 1970.
Our two experts walked us through the data, pointing out that for some 30 years, between the 70s and the 2000s, U.S. production was dropping.
The United States was in steady decline because it's basically been drilled out.
Our experts say that this all changed in the mid-2000s due to the so-called shale revolution. Techniques like hydraulic fracturing or fracking caused a huge spike in production of oil in the U.S.
That shale revolution took place across successive administrations of both Democrats and Republicans.
So let's get to the latest numbers. In 2021, there were over 4,082,000,000 barrels produced in the U.S. That's only lower than 2020 and the peak in 2019. Weiner says the decrease over the last 2 years was due to the global pandemic.
With demand way down, production needed to go down also. So the oil companies produced less. They were very unprofitable.
So we could verify that the U.S. production of oil and gas is down from 2019, but it's far greater than it's been for nearly all of American history. With your Verify, I'm Evan Kozlov, Fox 43 News.
This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Oh my gosh.
Are you insane?
This is a sham.
No. No.
Y'all, just
It's
stop.
finally here. Drum roll.
Welcome to DBL. I always want to address the elephant in the room. My foot is up for a reason. I broke my ankle. Done. Okay, Jeff, you are back. You went to the Biebs. Tell us everything.
I did. All right, so I'll just take it from here. So, love the Biebs, right? It was me and my wife's anniversary. We went to the concert.
You've been waiting on this concert.
Waiting for 2 years, right? Because they had to get rescheduled. Went there. Great show, love the Biebs. I think we have some B-roll of what actually happened. So we had the stage, right? That's yummy. And the whole stage lit up, the whole back lit up. You know, the back where, you know, if you don't have the best seats, you could see the Biebs. The stage, all the power went out for a half hour, and this is what it looked like after. It just loses production value, and Biebs kind of just walked around. It's show business, the show must go on, but I gotta tell you, it lost some production value. My wife was like, all right, I'm kind of over this, and I had to make a Sophie's choice at that point. Do I stay with the Biebs and support him, or do I stay with my wife on our anniversary? I supported the Biebs. No, of course I left. And we didn't leave. We watched a bunch, so we just left like for the very last 2 songs, I believe. Karen's getting a lot of shout outs today. Was at the concert, a fellow Belieber, but he did address what was going on,
What'd he
right?
say?
I have a clip of it. I recorded it. I appreciate you, Biebs.
You know, we can't really control much. You know, tonight, the power cutting out. Obviously, you guys know, most of you probably know or seen the news about my wife. I'm not sure if you guys seen, but she's okay.
Aww.
And he goes on to talk about there's a war there. He talks about Haley, talks about a war, but he says there's things outside of us that we just can't control, like the power going out, right? And he goes, we should be here smiling. We should appreciate every moment. And this is what I'm going to do, is put on the best performance for you guys.
Amen.
And he went on and did that. And it really made me think, like, you know, it made me love him more. But it made me think about this show, too. Like, there's so much that you see. You think Bieber's a superstar, right? But when you lose the people behind the camera, the show just loses something, right? So from the lighting guys to the sound guys to the people who write the script, to the producers over there, to everyone pitching in, printing out the cards for us. Every single thing makes the production work, and that's what it really pointed out to me. I love the Biebs. I had a great time, and I'm still your #1 fan.
That is very well done. Very well said. We love you guys.
Love that.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
It did make me think, strangely, when Jeff was talking about like what we saw with Adele and her residency. Remember, she was saying that like we don't have the production, it's not ready, and everybody's like, we don't care.
We just want the voice.
Just do it with a piano, with the lights off, and it does take away something when you lose all that production. So maybe her team saw that as well.
Good for Justin Bieber. I love it. Okay.
Bringing everybody around.
It's like a new Buddha. Okay. Do you have that one friend? Curious. Do you guys have that one friend that always looks just like perfect? Apparently, actress Lia Remini does, and she's calling her out on TikTok. Look.
So Jen asked me to meet her by the pool, right? Okay, here's me. Here's me, normal. Look at this one. Head wrap, jewelry. Can you be ugly once? Just be normal once. Do I have to?
Oh my gosh, I love it. Do you know this?
Could I just point this out on an earlier show, Sam? You were Tori's example.
You're my J-Lo.
No.
Yes. Because when we go somewhere, just
That sounded really sweet and creepy.
Yeah.
You could be also being put into the trunk of a car if somebody said
You're my J-Lo.
Yeah.
No, but get this. What's so interesting about it is if we walk into a room people immediately will look at you because you are so. Well, let me finish. You're gorgeous. The way you style yourself, the way you handle yourself, and I come in like Marla Hooch. I'm like, oh. But here's the thing: is what you aren't trying to do it. You're just put together, and I'm just Leah Remini, and I'm totally okay with it. I'm not jealous, meaning I'm mad that you have it. I'm a little envious. I wish I had it too. But there's a difference between jealous and envy, and I'm happy to have J-Lo as my friend.
I feel like you do this with a life-size cardboard cutout of Sam every night. Like you say that exact thing to that cut, and you be like, now I'm gonna say it to the real person. No, I think that's
good night, Sam, and she tucks it
I
in.
appreciate that, but I just want to say that there's no comparison, but thank you.
You're my J-Lo.
I was gonna say, and I've been making fun of Tori because that's what we do.
That's what we
But
do.
honestly, when we did the show and we got down to the final casting, when I found out who was all in the show, I didn't know who you guys were because I was on my way to Australia to do a show. When I come back and I saw you guys,
because you were eating shrimp cocktails by yourself.
Yes. I called my mom and I was like, they all look so good.
Really?
I couldn't believe how attractive you. I'm a comic. Like I ain't comics.
You're beautiful.
And so like I could not believe how good you guys all are. I was like, who are these models I'm doing the show with?
Oh, that's
See, you guys are like,
you're beautiful.
No, guys, it's okay. I feel like somebody should be rubbing my back. I'm like, listening to Whitney Houston. No, thank you, but you guys are gorgeous.
All right. Speaking of comedians, Amy Schumer, will she censor?
Sam wanted off that topic.
I feel so uncomfortable.
And I meant it like with
not
such
because of
respect.
you. I just
Okay,
don't
good.
see that.
I
Thank
know.
you. I love
Absolutely. I love you too.
Okay, so Amy Schumer.
We know.
Okay.
Will she censor her jokes for Hollywood's biggest night? In just over a week, Amy's going to take the stage, the Oscar stage, with fellow hosts Wanda Sykes and Regina Hall. During a recent interview, Amy said she's not planning on blasting celebs as much as previous hosts, and went on to say, for women, there's definitely a double standard. We're supposed to be nice. Amy says she's still trying to figure out how much she can and should push the envelope, saying she even pitched the producers a few ideas a month ago, and they were met with deafening silence. You're the comedian. You know Amy. You've been on stage with her. What do you think she should do?
Tone it down, unfortunately.
so?
I mean, it depends on how much you want to take. It depends on how much you want to get beaten down by the public for making jokes. And we're in this weird place where now comedy just falls under speech. So when we're not talking about context, it's just like what you say. So like if somebody just took a transcript of like how we talk to each other, they would think we hated each other. But when you watch the show in context, they'll be like, oh, they're all close friends. But I mean, this is what's happening with comedy. And I definitely understand that somebody like Amy that has a brand and sponsorship opportunities after this, she might not want to mess with that, or she just might not want to be attacked in her inbox in the next 2 years. And unfortunately, Jeff, is this where we are, man?
Yeah, listen, I'm going to disagree with Amy in this particular subject, right? Because I don't think it's just women dealing with this. I think this is a societal problem, right? I have to watch what I say up here. And it's not that I was discriminating against. There are definite situations where we could bring that into the conversation. I just don't think this is one of them. In Hollywood and show business right now, you really got to watch what you say. And if you step outside that box, not only are you going to get criticized, you might also lose your job. You might also lose your position. So this is for everybody, I think, in the industry, really has to tone it down. And unfortunately, Amy sees it a different way. I understand where she's coming from, but I also deal with the same thing.
Really quickly, I want to get your opinion because you're also a comic. Do you think the pendulum will swing back?
Yes, I absolutely do. I do. I think the George Carlins will speak and we'll get those truth tellers and we will go back. Right now, we're trying our best.
I don't think so.
I think we will.
George Carlin was alive. They would have eaten him alive.
I agree with you, but I think we're going to have breakthroughs and we're going to go back. Here's what I'll say. Both things can be true. People are getting canceled for ridiculous things. That's so true. And it's not a gender thing. I completely agree with you. But as a female comic, it's 1,000% true that there is a double standard. I was a particularly dirty comic. I was a blue comic. It just means a little racy. I like to look ugly on stage, and I like to do like funny physical comedian stuff. And I was always told, if you just looked prettier, if you just were a little bit prettier, you'd get the representation. Or if you stood still, you'd get the right reps. And it was like, I didn't want to sit still. That was the point. I wanted to be like snorkeling with flippers on, you know?
Did you come on with snorkel?
I for sure did. No, but I acted them out, yeah. But the idea is when a man would go, everyone would clap, and then they'd say a woman would come on, and I just remember hearing, oh.
No way.
Yeah, and it's all automatically even if it's instinctual, a feeling of they can't go as far as that guy just before her. And it's always annoying. So I always came up with a beer to show the dudes that I was just as cool. Like I had to use props to show that I was
But you are, Tori, and you got bad advice. Whoever gave you that advice is bad advice because you are like that. You come across like that without you don't need to wear snorkels and things like that.
I didn't wear snorkels.
But you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you try too hard, but you could do whatever you want. And if a guy did that and didn't have the context, he would also look ridiculous. So I get what you're saying, but I think you're taking it too personal. I think you being you was just enough, and you got bad advice in that particular
I appreciate
instance.
that, but Sarah Silverman, when she started saying words like V words, like Amy Schumer, she got called out as this dirty comic when dudes have been talking about their stuff for a while.
Yeah, you think there isn't like that though. Ali Wong, like pushing the envelope.
Yeah,
I just watched, and I know she's your girl, Ali Wong's
She's amazing.
the first one I had seen, her recent comedy special. It is almost too raunchy for me.
I think
but I would say that
Don Wong. Yeah.
I would say that for male and female is a little bit raunchy for me, but good for her doing her thing.
Yeah.
Have you
That's
seen
what
it?
comedy should be.
You and I have
Was
the
that the
same
one when she was pregnant? That was the earlier one.
This one's after.
That one was really funny.
Wait for this one.
All right.
It's still good. Okay, coming up on DBL, they are two identical twin sisters married to identical twin brothers. Oh my gosh.
I love it.
They join us live to talk all about their dynamic next.
Closed captioning provided by
Literally, it's the whole special.
I have thoughts on because first of all, I remember I used to do a show at the 77 Lounge in Culver City, and Ali used to do the show a lot. And I remember this one person.
She is
came
so
up to me.
daring, by the way.
This person
So
came up
daring.
and goes, "Why isn't she famous yet?" And I was like, "She was already kind of there," and I was like, "It's going to happen." But
You knew it?
Yeah.
We're talking about Ali Wong.
She is a person that she's always been the exact same comic, just a force of nature on stage. And I think Ali, because I started looking at her and then looking at her fan base, unless something changed, her husband was a doctor.
Yep.
And so she lives a certain kind of lifestyle already because she's successful.
She also makes fun of her husband, which I think a lot of women, we like to hear that. You know what I mean? 'Cause we all, when you're living with someone, you've been with them for so many years, you can relate. So she makes fun of her husband.
She does that and kind of like, I think she speaks for, this sounds weird, well-to-do women or successful women, men, whatever, that also still don't consider themselves like prudish. They're still like, we still talk about all the things.
Right.
We just have a nice house. She doesn't lie about that or act like I'm
No,
in the
that's
streets
what I
with
like
you
about
guys.
her. She's as
Yeah,
transparent
she's like,
as
I'm
they
doing
come.
great, but this is
Yes, of course. This is our producer, Gabby. She's going to make sure that she gives us all the info.
Yes. So we have the Salyers twins. Salyers.
Salyers.
Yes.
Salyers. How do you have it spelled for me?
Salyers.
Okay, Salyers. Okay.
So you have the first question. It's directed to
Brianna. Okay,
Like
Brianna.
who works
Yep.
So you all have a very unique situation. What are some of the most?
You know what? It's switching
You've been
back and
saying
forth.
Brianna.
Anna.
Captain Starbridge.
We met our husbands at a twins festival. We dated for about 6 months. They proposed. Oh my gosh, you look so gorgeous. And then we got married 6 months after that.
Brianna, do you take Jeremy? And Brittany, do you take Joshua to be your lawful wedded husband?
I do.
Oh my gosh, it's always Tuesday for these two sets of twins. We can't wait to chat with them all about the inside life of being an identical twin married. Two identical twins. Welcome Josh, Brittany, Brianna, and Jeremy Salt.
Thank you.
Hello. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's get into it. Brianna, you all have a very unique situation, clearly. So what are some of the most asked questions that bug you? I can already think of some that I want to ask you that I'm sure you're like, okay, I've heard it a million times.
Sure. So I think one of the questions we get that's a little bit comical but can be a little bit frustrating is, are you all married and do you all share a bedroom? Because the answer is, of course, no. I'm married to my husband, Jeremy, and Brittany's married to her husband, Josh. And so we're monogamous marriages, but we do raise our children together, and we all live under one roof.
All right, now I have to look, Jeremy, I'm coming to you, and I need some clarification here. All right, so Jeremy, I need you to tell myself and everybody else included, how did Brittany end up with Josh and you ended up with Brianna?
Well, when we first met in Twinsburg, we started talking as a group, the four of us, and just as that conversation progressed, we just split into twos, and it happened to be that those two were together, and me and Brianna were together. And it just kind of happened naturally like that.
Wow. Right.
And so there was no having to choose one or something like that.
Right.
It just happened really naturally.
Just a quick question. Did you guys meet at Twinsdays in Twinsburg?
You got it, yes.
Right.
You know that place?
Yes, my father lived in Aurora, which is the community right next door. So I grew up knowing Twinsday my whole life. So yeah, I figured that's where you guys met.
Shout out to Twinsday.
That's right. Shout out Twinsburg.
All right, Brittany, I'm coming to you for this one. Do you have any funny stories of confusing each other, accidentally making a move on the wrong twin?
Ooh.
Well, there's been times when I've seen, one of the others go up to the wrong twin and they're about to hold hands or, give a kiss, but it hasn't gone that far, luckily. But for me, I remember it was our anniversary, and I wanted to do this really romantic post about how Josh was the love of my life. And so I found my favorite photo from our wedding day where we're kissing, and I posted it, and I said, baby, I love you. This is such a magical moment of us kissing on our wedding day. And Josh came in and said, thanks, but you posted a picture of Brianna and Jeremy kissing.
Oh, that's hilarious.
That's amazing. That's hilarious. All right, I'm reading a book on boundaries. It's called Set Your Boundaries and Feel Peace, which is exciting. I want to talk about boundaries because you live in your business, Smith Mountain Manor, and you all raise your individual sons like brothers. So I would love to know, what kind of boundaries do you set with each other, or do you live in a boundary-less place? Well said.
Of the estate, the venue definitely helps. There's multiple kitchens, and so that does help. We have had to set some boundaries because as twins, when it's just each other, the two of us, like I don't think to do that because it's like we share everything. So like we share a closet with our respective twin, but you share a bedroom with your respective spouse, and so that can be a little bit difficult.
That makes sense. The closet.
What if
boundary.
one of you has a headache and you're like, your turn? No? I don't think it works like that.
Pass it?
Sorry, that's.
Couldn't get away with it, they can tell us apart.
That's funny.
Work for me.
Josh, to the people out there who say you're codependent, I'm not one of those people, but people say that. What do they not get? Talk to us. You have the floor, my friend.
I think that people, they say that we're codependent on each other, and they make it into this negative thing that we can't function without each other in the world. And I guess what they don't understand is that this is a choice that we consciously make. This is what makes us happy, and we're just going to keep pursuing that, and regardless of how it may be perceived, I guess.
Good, set boundaries. Good.
Also, it's very normal for us, what we're doing, living together. It seems very normal for us, as for most people it doesn't seem normal.
Right.
But for us, we wouldn't do it any other way. That this is just who we are.
That's great.
If you couldn't tell, Al and I are also twins.
Yeah.
So we share the same brain. We had the same question. I'm like, oh, man. We had the same question. I'm going to ask about, I go like this, I'm going to ask about their matching outfits.
Yeah.
I was literally going to
And Al goes, me too.
The kids.
So do you guys do this on a daily, or is this just for the interviews, or do you just buy two of everything?
We tend to buy two of everything. And we tend to prefer to dress alike. We are not the types, we're not going to have a nervous breakdown if we're not dressed alike, but especially if we're like going out into the world, our preference is to be identical. And so we buy two of everything, and laundry is always an issue. It wasn't always that way. We've definitely gone in stages when we were kids. We didn't want to be dressed identically, so we always tell parents of young twins who ask us, just whatever your twins want to do. If they want to dress alike, great. If they don't want to dress alike, great. And it doesn't mean that they will or won't when they're adults, apparently.
Yeah. Have you guys ever had telepathic moments?
Ooh, we have, yes. I think so. Or a sense of feeling the other one's emotions or pain.
Wow.
I remember Brittany had a surgery when we were younger in high school, and it was really a traumatizing experience for both of us.
Wow.
At one point, I think the hospital thought they were going to have to sedate me also because I was feeling it and kind of having
We've run out of time. Thank you so much, Josh, Brittany, Brianna, and Jeremy. DBL Nation, you can get your fix of the Salyers on Instagram, and their website is smithmountainmanor.com. We'll be right back. Bye, guys. Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Attention.
Ukraine says it needs all the help it can get to fight against Russia, including more people. Ukraine's foreign minister posted a tweet with more than 45,000 likes that he also wants foreigners to join the fight, with some Americans responding that they're interested. So let's verify. Can Americans legally join Ukraine's International Legion of Territorial Defense? Our sources are the U.S. State Department, the Embassy of Ukraine in the United States, Amnesty International, and David Mallet, an associate professor at American University. So far, local media reports 20,000 soldiers from around the world have joined. The U.S. State Department says it's not illegal under U.S. law for people to go abroad and enlist in a foreign army, so long as you're not fighting against the U.S. The Ukraine embassy says if you're selected, you'll need to supply all of your own equipment, like body armor, uniforms, and medical supplies. The only thing you can't bring is your own weapon. Then there's what happens once you're there. Mallet says historically, local commanders welcome the expertise and training of experienced fighters, but inexperienced soldiers have a 1 in 3 casualty rate. Amnesty International warns Americans who fight for other nations can be arrested on U.S. soil for war crimes or other incidents that happen on the battlefield. So it's true. Americans can legally join Ukraine's International Legion of Territorial Defense. However, a senior U.S. defense official said on March 11th that Americans should not travel to Ukraine under any circumstances, and instead recommends donating time or money to relief organizations. With your Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis.
Welcome back to DBL. It's Women's History Month, and 5 women are proving that the sky's the limit. Watch how they are creating a pathway for women in aviation in today's Heart Threads.
These 5 Navy pilots are creating a path for women in aviation with the hopes of inspiring the next generation. Lieutenant Michelle Espinal walks a path few have traveled.
Growing up, there was nothing I ever thought that I couldn't do because I was a female. It's not how the world was when I was born.
Michelle isn't alone on this journey. She is one of 5 females in the same Navy squadron. Michelle Espinal, Amber Soma, Rebecca Ryan, Michaela Sokic, and Natalie Sava make up Strike Fighter Squadron 213, the Fighting Black Lion.
It's pretty epic, the job that we're doing, so I think sometimes we get really wrapped up in the tactics and all that sort of stuff, but it's cool to take a step back and be like, wow, this is pretty rare.
In 1974, the Navy was the first branch of the U.S. military to welcome female aviators. But it wasn't until 1993 when the military allowed women to fly combat missions.
There are some squadrons that still don't have very many women, especially in the aircrew side. But it's awesome seeing more and more women out there on the flight line.
Progress may seem slow, but that doesn't diminish what these women and those who flew before them have accomplished.
I would like to think that when young girls see us, they know that this is something that you can do.
Don't let anyone tell you that you can't do something for any reason.
Keep reaching for the skies, ladies. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by...
So 50 Cent is on a mission to uncancel Monique, and the Winslows reunited, but a family matter still needs to be addressed. Plus, black colleges have never looked so good. In this week's What Erica's Watching. Although he's not Slim Shady, 50 Cent's shade keeps on getting thicker and thicker. His latest celebrity beef includes Oprah and Tyler Perry. Now he's defending Oscar winner Monique, who recently broke her silence about being blacklisted. Now Monique feels like she deserves an apology, but 50 says he's going to put her back on the map regardless. Now 50 is finally using his power for good. However, bullying an apology out of Tyler and Oprah would likely require a magic stick. Just saying. So next, some of the cast of Family Matters got together for a photo shoot. But don't go getting too excited, because it seems that there's some family business that needs to be addressed before there can be an official reunion. Jo Marie Payton, aka Mama Winslow, says she was very hurt when her youngest TV daughter was written off the show, and that she won't be a part of anything official unless all of the Winslows are present, including Judy.
Hi guys. Oh, howdy doody, Judy.
You know, the girl that went up to her room and never came back down. Now, although Steve Urkel is not a Winslow, there would be no hit show without him. So let's focus on getting Jaleel White to sign on first, shall we? And the iconic fashion brand Polo by Ralph Lauren launched a new preppy line featuring two of the most prestigious historically black colleges, Morehouse and Spelman. Ralph Lauren says that American style would be incomplete without representation like this. We know. This partnership also includes $2 million worth of HBCU scholarships. Now, I want to go back to school shopping. Can you do that if you're not a student? Okay, I'm gonna do it anyway. So share with me anything that catches your eye by using the hashtag DBL Erica Watch. We'll be right back.
Even if you didn't know what it was, you've likely seen the colorful images from India's most joyous and vivid festival, Holi. People across India have celebrated it for centuries. Its roots lie in Hindu legend, with the first mentions of the festival dating back to a 4th century poem. Also known as the Festival of Colors, Holi represents the beginning of spring and good triumphing over evil. It's also a day of forgiveness. The night before the festival, large bonfires are lit, signifying the burning of evil spirits. On the day of Holi, brightly colored powder is thrown into the air, covering people, streets, and buildings. Water balloons filled with colored water are also thrown from rooftops. Every color has a meaning. Red, for example, symbolizes fertility and love. Green symbolizes new beginnings. At the end of the day, families gather for festive meals, and sweets are shared among neighbors and friends. Holi typically takes place in March, but the exact date depends on the moon and the Hindu calendar. And that's connecting the dots. For 9 News Mornings, I'm Alexandra Lewis.
Welcome back. I am not Sam. I'll make that clear. We do love sharing your comments.
We got it.
Okay, just making sure you guys know. She's J-Lo. I'm Leah Rimini.
All right.
Okay. Donnie F. writes in, I must say this Friday episode is not only the best of the week, it's probably the best they've had in a while. Along with the chat,
Donnie,
though.
that was kind of like backhand.
It was a bit, but we'll take it. I'll take it.
I won't.
I'll take it. Jeff's not taking it. DBL's
Cheer up, Donnie. Things are looking up, buddy. Spring's around the corner.
DBL's new every day. We will see you same time, same place on Monday. Don't be a hater. That's my new signature line.
You don't have to say that second part.
Oh,
You just say
okay.
your line.
That's it then.
Yeah.
Bye.
Social media is full of opinions and hot takes, but we verify so that we could stick just to the facts. Right now, there's a lot of talk about how much gas and oil is produced in the U.S. Biden critics are quick to write things like this. Biden needs to unleash American energy production, while Jen Psaki, his press secretary, argues that U.S. production of natural gas and oil is rising and approaching record levels. So let's verify, how much gas and oil do we produce in the U.S., and how does it compare to past years? Our sources are the Energy Information Administration and a pair of energy experts, Mark Finley from Rice University and Robert Weiner from the George Washington University. So let's get to the data. The EIA has this graph showing yearly crude oil production in the U.S.
I mean, you'll see that U.S. oil production peaked in the around 1970.
Our two experts walked us through the data, pointing out that for some 30 years, between the 70s and the 2000s, U.S. production was dropping.
The United States was in steady decline because it's basically been drilled out.
Our experts say that this all changed in the mid-2000s due to the so-called shale revolution. Techniques like hydraulic fracturing or fracking caused a huge spike in production of oil in the U.S.
That shale revolution took place across successive administrations of both Democrats and Republicans.
So let's get to the latest numbers. In 2021, there were over 4,082,000,000 barrels produced in the U.S. That's only lower than 2020 and the peak in 2019. Weiner says the decrease over the last 2 years was due to the global pandemic.
With demand way down, production needed to go down also. So the oil companies produced less. They were very unprofitable.
So we could verify that the U.S. production of oil and gas is down from 2019, but it's far greater than it's been for nearly all of American history. With your Verify, I'm Evan Kozlov, Fox 43 News.
Talking about today on Daily Blast Live.
A trans swimmer gets booed after winning an NCAA championship. Does she have an unfair advantage? Mansplaining explained. A communication coach is here live to break down the way interactions between men and women work. Identical twin sisters who married identical twin brothers are here live.
Brianna, do you take Jeremy? And Brittany, do you take Joshua to be your lawful wedded husband?
I do.
They'll tell us all about how they're raising their babies to be brothers. And Leah Remini calls out her bestie J-Lo for always being overdressed.
Look at this one. Head wrap, jewelry. Can you be ugly once? Just be normal once. Do I have that?
Oh my gosh.
Are you insane? This is a sham.
No.
Y'all, just stop.
Finally here. Drum roll.
Welcome to DBL. It is Friday. Jeff is back. Welcome back, Jeff. We're going to hear all about your little anniversary getaway, staycation, Bieber. Oh.
Still love you, buddy.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And happy anniversary.
Okay, good. So we are going to talk about this because I know that our viewers have a lot of opinions. Certainly, go on the internet, you'll see it's very controversial. Lia Thomas has become the first openly transgender woman to win an NCAA championship, but her historic win, not without controversy. Lia won the 500-yard freestyle event, finishing nearly 2 seconds ahead of the swimmer who came in second. Now, during the podium ceremony, some people were heard booing and faintly cheering after Lia's name was announced. And Lia stood alone while the other medalists posed for photos off to the side. Now, afterwards, she told ESPN she tries to drown out all the negative noise. Listen to what she had to say.
I try to ignore it as much as I can. I try to focus on my swimming, what I need to do to get ready for my races, and just try to block out everything else.
Now, former tennis star Martina Navratilova, sorry about that, also weighed in on Lia's win, telling News Nation she has an unfair advantage. This is what Martina had to say.
Well, it's not about excluding transgender women from winning ever, but it is about not allowing them to win when they were not anywhere near winning as men. And in the future, maybe it should be an open category for everybody, and then biological females.
Okay, so just like our viewers, Twitter divided. One person said, quote, Lia has every right to be proud of her athleticism, her talent, and her accomplishments. But another wrote, quote, she's cheating many athletes who train very, very hard and just can't compete with certain natural born differences. All right, this is a tough one. We're almost like living through something that I feel like later on we'll be able to look back on, but right now it's not so black and white. What do you think?
I think everybody, when we speak on this, we don't want to be Brian Gumbel that like didn't know what the internet was, that famous clip.
Katie,
because you know, when you look back on it, obviously no one knew then. You know, you look back and it looks really dated. So when we have these conversations, I think everybody doesn't want to be that guy. With that said, I think we need to pull back from just swimming, and I do want to get your opinion on this, and just look at how we view sports overall. When we start talking about things that give people other advantages, things such as steroids, we know Russia can't even call themselves Russia in the Olympics because of the rampant steroid abuse. The 98 home run derby, both those people have been alleged to be on steroids. Mark Hunt is suing the UFC because when he fought Brock Lesnar, it appeared as if Brock Lesnar was feeling no pain. We'll leave it at that. So if we are going to say that that is okay, A-Rod signed a $250 million contract after he was accused of using steroids. So if we're saying that those things do help you and we are going to retroactively then make a blanket rule for everybody, I'm fine with that. But when we start picking and choosing certain sports over others, that's where I have a problem. But in the interest of fairness, I do see that we have an issue that we need to hash out, and I'm not sure how to do that.
Yeah, and to your point, I don't think people think it's okay that those guys were on steroids. You know, Sammy Sosa, all the names that you mentioned.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yes.
People they're not okay with that either, and I want to put that on the table. Before we have the conversation about trans women in sports, because it's not trans men in sports, it's very, very rare that there's a problem with that, and I say problem in quotes.
Yes.
We have to have a conversation about the conversation, because as soon as you oppose that or put up any saying like, hey, let's see if it's fair or not, people already attack you. Listen, I have no problem with trans people. There's no problem with trans people. I support trans. Either way you want to go, I support that. However, there's a different conversation now when you're talking about sports, and it doesn't mean you're transphobic. That's where we need to get over. Is there a place for trans people in sports? 1,000%, but is it fair to people who don't have that advantage? I think there is a definite advantage. Take away the testosterone levels and what it is. You're born with bigger bone density. When you go through puberty, you already are breaking through a barrier that that doesn't have an advantage. And Tori was talking to me about, what does she mean, Martina
Navratilova. I was trying to be understanding of what exactly she was saying.
Right. So there are a lot of examples of trans women who, when they were men, tried to compete for the Olympics, and they just couldn't get there. They couldn't get over that hurdle. So they transitioned for whatever reason, their own reasons personally, right, which is perfectly acceptable, and then continued in that sport and then medaled in that said sport. There's a lot of examples of that. So I don't know if this gets into that crossing the line of the trans community for the reasons that they've changed. And are they simply doing it for a sport? And we need to find a place for them. When we look back on this, we're going to say, hey, this is the perfect arena for these people to compete. Because I love sports. I love competition. There should be room for everybody. But we need to get over the stereotype of just because you're opposing it or trying to find a different spot, you're already labeled transphobic and you have no voice.
I appreciate that nuance. I just want to get, swimming. I did not swim in our competition, so I'd like to actually go to you. I don't know swimming. Okay,
our competition.
We had a swimming competition. She's like an Olympic level swimmer. I just want to go to you.
Listen, for decades, I've definitely been on the supportive side of supporting trans women in sports. Now, in the beginning, I will say, because in 1998, I think there's even a tape of me somewhere where I was hesitant to support it because I did not think it was fair. Then when I did my own education and I learned that the NCAA and the IOC are very much set with their science to try to level the playing field with the hormones, with everything else, 4 years before you can compete, I said, okay, I trust the IOC and I don't want anybody to be excluded. I'd rather somebody, one in how many people? I mean, there's only a couple people that compete in the NCAA that are trans alone, so this is not an epidemic.
Right.
So I'd rather have inclusion than there be unfairness here and there. However, to your point, Jeff, if we want to make sure that this is complete fairness, I do agree when Dr. Coley was here, she thought maybe we do it sport by sport. The IOC actually just adopted that.
Yes,
the IOC now is saying we're going to let science, those doctors, those commissioners determine sport by sport what to do. And I think, okay, that makes sense. I think this is going to continue to evolve. I agree with you. I want it to be fair for everybody. I do not want there to be any sort of exclusion. I don't know, because there's not that many trans athletes, if we have a separate category, that to me feels like segregation. So I don't know if that's the answer, but I like that we're trying to figure it out. I just hope that everybody gives respect and grace while they figure it out, like we are.
Well, that's with every conversation, and I think it just is a good way to go through your life, is just make sure you're entering conversations where the other person or the other people have good faith in terms of the argument that they're making.
The
I don't care if
intention
we
is good,
disagree
yeah.
100%,
Right.
but I'm not coming into this with a this is right and this is wrong.
With any
and I'm-
malice.
Right. It's
Yes.
just like, I think this is a super interesting thing to talk about.
Yeah.
Like, let's look at that. This is fascinating.
Lia's a
So let's
pioneer
figure
right
it
now.
out.
I
Yeah.
hope she leans into it, works with the IOC. She is a pioneer. Hopefully what she and the IOC and other sports and their athletes figure out will benefit the athletes later on. And I hope we can look at it that way rather than her being a quote-unquote cheater or
right.
a problem.
I hear that.
Okay, coming up on DBL, ladies, have you encountered mansplaining before? Tori, have you?
I will tell you all about it.
Okay, a communication live to talk all about empowering women. And Dr. Coley plays a little game of true or false with the latest medical headlines. Do not go away.
Closed captioning provided by
When you're swimming a 50 or a 100 or a 200, but she's swimming a 500, which is 20 laps yard.
Can you imagine 20 laps? Sorry, continue.
No, you can. I kind of droned on a little
You
bit.
didn't. You were really interesting.
You were
But I wanted to
exactly
from
what I
Tori.
felt.
Yes.
Hey, but I can't. The problem is going into that conversation and saying what I said. First of all, it's nerve-wracking. And second of all, nobody wants. I have no problem with trans people. Nobody has a problem when we talk about these difficult conversations.
But go look on any. You're different. Go. I understand why people are nervous to talk about this
Right.
because you don't want to be labeled unfairly.
Right.
But on the flip side, if you look at some of the comments underneath ESPN or whoever just recently posted about her, I looked at the comments. I would say the large majority of them were super transphobic.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, you don't have the same type of respect on forums or even in America or the world as we are having right here at this table.
Isn't good.
Right.
Yeah.
But I understand that this is something that needs to be figured out.
I think what Karen, can you get a quick shot of Karen? She's over there, Taylor. That's Karen.
She's also a believer.
Oh yeah, she's and a Bieber. Yeah, she went to Bieber. That's right. And then a believer.
Get it right.
Get to it. What is it?
Sorry,
I just want to
get
say
on
this.
your
Karen said this. I'm so annoyed
Today,
right
Junior?
now. Stop it.
Taylor's sweatshirt's cute.
Oh, let me say something.
I like
Karen
Kelly's
said-
hair.
Stop. Karen said this. Can you be pro-trans?
Tori's right there. You should.
Oh, and not into or anti-Lia, and I say that, and I don't mean that meanly, but can you do both? You know what? Forget it, Taylor.
You can by saying
God.
we support Lia.
Yeah.
We see her as a pioneer, but at the same time, we also need to make sure that you have the right eyes and experience through certain scientists or whoever. I don't know who makes up the board of the IOC or the NC2A.
I hope they have scientists.
Yeah, they do, but I just hope that there's no biases.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that was a well-said thing.
Welcome back. Earlier, Dr. Coley joined us to sort through the latest medical headlines to help us figure out what's real, what's not. Take a look.
We do want to know about this latest COVID variant, and I think it's like BA2.
BA2, the stealth variant. So you know
The stealth variant?
Stealth variant. Oh,
That
man.
sounds
Sounds like a bad guy in a movie,
It
right?
does.
Yeah. So I like to say I'm in a relationship with COVID, a bad relationship. I'm trying to break up with COVID.
Is there any other kind?
Well, we did have our honeymoon period, remember?
That's true, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm trying to break up, and COVID wants to keep getting back together. And every time it gets back together, it says, oh, I've changed. I'm a little different this
Oh, wow,
time.
that's
Let's
good.
try it again. So that's where I think we're at right now. We are back together like Ross and Rachel.
Oh.
But the vaccines work. So we're still going to use that. Some of our new medicines need to be updated, though, because they're not working as well.
Okay, but the vaccines work. Did you hear all that? The vaccines work on BA2, the stealth variant, coming soon to a theater near you.
Like that. I know, right? It does remind me of a movie.
Yeah. All right, we're going to play a little game now. I'm going to read a statement that's either true or false, and then we're all going to guess either true or false.
Like, can you run through that again?
Yeah, let me take it down slowly.
What are the directions?
Okay. So once Dr. Coley is going to give us the answer. Are you guys ready? So play along at home as well. All right. The first statement is, people shed hair seasonally. Is this true or false? So let's see.
Saying false.
False. Okay, not true.
I'll say true. It seems like wintertime is a little spices up a little more shedding for me.
Spices it up. All right, is this true?
And you have to vote too.
Okay, I think I shed all the time. Okay.
So you have to put your money down, Tori.
I'm going to say it is seasonal.
Seasonal. Okay, good. The girls have it right this time. Yes. So women, we shed more seasonally than men, but everybody sheds seasonally. It's worse in the fall than the spring. But essentially what happens to our hair follicles is kind of like what happens to our skin as it changes, right? When the season changes, our skin changes, the moisture changes. So the hair follicles can be sensitive to temperature, to humidity. So we start to lose, instead of the 80 to 100 hairs that we shed every day, we actually end up losing up to 150 hairs come spring.
True or false, dementia and Alzheimer's are the same disease? I think that's false.
Yeah, I'm going to say false just because I think dementia leads to Alzheimer's.
Oh, that's, I'm going to steal her answer.
I was going to say Alice copying off of
I was going to say that it's because I was thinking dementia seems like a state of confusion, and Alzheimer's seems like an issue with your memory.
Like plaque and stuff, yeah.
So yes, the answer is false, but not for any of the reasons that you guys
Let me make that, I have to be clear about that for legal reasons. You're all
If you say it firmly, it sounds like you know what you're talking about.
So the umbrella of the condition is called dementia, which means we're not thinking as clearly, or we're not good at cognitive tasks, we're losing our memory, we're not good at math problems, at remembering things, at finding our way around, but many different things can cause it. Now, the most common cause of that umbrella condition is Alzheimer's dementia. So 60 to 80% of dementia comes from Alzheimer's, but there's other types, small little strokes you can have, Huntington's, Lewy body, many different genetic types of dementia that you can have. So it doesn't necessarily mean if you have dementia that you have Alzheimer's, but Alzheimer's is a type of dementia.
Wow. All right, thank you so much. That was really, really fun and also very educational. Knowledge is power, people. Knowledge is power. If you have a question you want answered by Dr. Coley, write us on social media, or you can also email us at info@dailyblastlive.com. We'll be right back, and that's true.
Ukraine says it needs all the help it can get to fight against Russia, including more people. Ukraine's foreign minister posted a tweet with more than 45,000 likes that he also wants foreigners to join the fight, with some Americans responding that they're interested. So let's verify. Can Americans legally join Ukraine's International Legion of Territorial Defense? Our sources are the U.S. State Department, the Embassy of Ukraine in the United States, Amnesty International, and David Mallet, an associate professor at American University. So far, local media reports 20,000 soldiers from around the world have joined. The U.S. State Department says it's not illegal under U.S. law for people to go abroad and enlist in a foreign army, so long as you're not fighting against the U.S. The Ukraine Embassy says if you're selected, you'll need to supply all of your own equipment, like body armor, uniforms, and medical supplies. The only thing you can't bring is your own weapon. Then there's what happens once you're there. Mallet says historically, local commanders welcome the expertise and training of experienced fighters, but inexperienced soldiers have a 1 in 3 casualty rate. Amnesty International warns Americans who fight for other nations can be arrested on U.S. soil for war crimes or other incidents that happen on the battlefield. So it's true. Americans can legally join Ukraine's International Legion of Territorial Defense. However, a senior U.S. defense official said on March 11th that Americans should not travel to Ukraine under any circumstances, and instead recommends donating time or money to relief organizations. With your Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis.
March is Women's History Month, and we couldn't think of a better way to celebrate and honor women than to have communication and confidence coach Karen Donaldson join us live to give us tips on setting a precedent for girl power. Please welcome Karen Donaldson.
Yes!
Yay, Karen, we're so happy that you're here. So this month, of course, is all about recognizing women. What is your focus this Women's History Month?
For this month of Women's History, we are focusing on moving away from gender bias and stereotyping. But the first thing is realizing it, and the most important thing is actually breaking the bias. So we need to challenge it each and every time it shows up, whether you're a man or a woman. And most people just are not prepared to challenge it because they simply just don't know what to say.
All right, this is so up my alley, my friend. I'm very excited to talk to you because I appreciate when a man specifically notices and calls out just a microaggression, right? It's not easy, it's uncomfortable, but it's important. So what are some examples that you've seen, and how can a woman realistically interject if I'm in a room full of dudes? Men.
Totally, got it. So here's one of the biggest things that's happening. It's called man-interrupting. And it's basically when a man interrupts a woman unnecessarily and he talks over her or he decides that he can explain better than her. And this is what women need to do. We need to call it out when we see it so we can stop it in its tracks. Not only from a verbal perspective, but from a body language perspective. And this is what it would look like.
Okay.
You'd stop, you'd make eye contact with the gentleman, you'd call out their name. So Mike, I'm speaking right now. And you want to ensure that your body is completely facing the person so they know they're talking to you and they take you seriously and they know they've done something wrong. So that's one thing you can do. And the other thing you can say, if you want to change the context of your language, Mike, I appreciate the comment. However, I am fine to continue. Then you pause and
that's good.
Let's play that out, Karen. Let's have Tori and I do a little example, okay? All right, here we go. Tori, your dress looks like you're on Star Trek.
Hey, excuse me, Jeff?
What?
I'm perfectly fine to continue.
Oh.
This is my dress and it looks fantastic.
Okay.
Well done. And scene. That was it. That was good. All right. So Karen, great tips. So what can a bystander do in a situation like this? I'm asking for a friend.
Definitely, for a friend. We all have a part to play. So a bystander also needs to call out the individual. So you'd say something like this, if you're seeing it, and I'm talking to the gentleman too and the other ladies. So you're gonna say, Mike, I don't think that Michelle was finished. Let's have her continue, please. And it's not about being aggressive. People always go there. It's about stating a fact. You see, we can't change people. We have no control over people. So your commitment has to be to bring light to it, shedding light on it, and calling it out when we see it. That's the only way we can shift what's happening with us in the world.
Ooh,
I like it.
I felt that.
Powerful.
I felt that.
And it's great because it shows you how to be an ally without kind of like overstepping your bounds, especially if it's a conversation you're not inherently a part of. So, I just want to, full disclosure, I'm absolutely sure I've done this before, Karen. Can you tell us why so many men feel the need to mansplain or man-interrupt? I've definitely done that. I'm aware of it, and I've fixed it, but where did that come from?
I got you. Here's the reality. It's actually an act of dominance, and it's about being dismissive, right? And this is where we as ladies, and gentlemen, listen, I'm going to have a piece for you too. Ladies, we need to call out the gentleman and ask them, where is this coming from? Are you feeling the need to interrupt because you feel threatened? Do you feel insecure? What is it about you that makes you need to interrupt me when I speak? Now, men, if you are being called out by a woman, you need to stop and genuinely apologize, and no underlying or under sneaky little dirty apologies like, I must have hit a nerve or a sensitive nerve here.
Right.
Don't do it.
Yes.
Don't do it.
I love that.
Oh my God, that is
Apologize, be genuine.
I really just want Karen in every room. But here's the good news. We all can take a piece of Karen.
We can be Karens
We can be
in
Karen.
every room.
Okay, so what are the most effective ways to actually support women this month?
A really good question. I really encourage you to take the time out to ask women how you can support them. And the other piece is be intentional with supporting female-owned businesses, restaurants, and the biggest thing is this: acknowledge women around you who are doing really great things. It starts there. Just don't allow it to stop at the end of the month. allowed to continue year long.
Oh, amazing.
I was going to make a joke, but I don't want the wrath of Karen. It came back at me.
She
Good
empowers,
advice.
She
Good advice.
uplifts. We appreciate
And
you
also,
so
we
much.
need those chairs in studio. Karen, we need you in studio. We
And
need
the
those
white fluffy chairs.
Oh, yes.
Absolutely.
Yep. Karen, thank you so much for sharing your wisdom,
Thank you.
your light, very important topic. DBL Nation, you can check out Karen's website, KarenDonaldsoninc.com, for coaching and membership opportunities. Thank you, Karen. We'll be right back.
Well done. Well done. Thank you.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Attention.
So 50 Cent is on a mission to uncancel Monique, and the Winslows reunited, but a family matter still needs to be addressed. Plus, black colleges have never looked so good. In this week's What Erica's Watching. Although he's not Slim Shady, 50 Cent's shade keeps on getting thicker and thicker. His latest celebrity beef includes Oprah and Tyler Perry. Now he's defending Oscar winner Monique, who recently broke her silence about being blacklisted. Now Monique feels like she deserves an apology, but 50 says he's going to put her back on the map regardless. Now 50 is finally using his power for good. However, bullying an apology out of Tyler and Oprah would likely require a magic stick. Just saying. So next, some of the cast of Family Matters got together for a photo shoot. But don't go getting too excited, because it seems that there's some family business that needs to be addressed before there can be an official reunion. Jo Marie Payton, aka Mama Winslow, says she was very hurt when her youngest TV daughter was written off the show, and that she won't be a part of anything official unless all of the Winslows are present, including Judy.
Hi guys. Oh, howdy doody, Judy.
You know, the girl that went up to her room and never came back down. Now, although Steve Urkel is not a Winslow, there would be no hit show without him. So let's focus on getting Jaleel White to sign on first, shall we? And the iconic fashion brand Polo by Ralph Lauren launched a new preppy line featuring two of the most prestigious historically black colleges, Morehouse and Spelman. Ralph Lauren says that American style would be incomplete without representation like this. We know. This partnership also includes $2 million worth of HBCU scholarships. Now, I want to go back to school shopping. Can you do that if you're not a student? Okay, I'm gonna do it anyway. So share with me anything that catches your eye by using the hashtag DBL Erica Watch. We'll be right back.
Even if you didn't know what it was, you've likely seen the colorful images from India's most joyous and vivid festival, Holi. People across India have celebrated it for centuries. Its roots lie in Hindu legend, with the first mentions of the festival dating back to a 4th century poem. Also known as the Festival of Colors, Holi represents the beginning of spring and good triumphing over evil. It's also a day of forgiveness. The night before the festival, large bonfires are lit, signifying the burning of evil spirits. On the day of Holi, brightly colored powder is thrown into the air, covering people, streets, and buildings. Water balloons filled with colored water are also thrown from rooftops. Every color has a meaning. Red, for example, symbolizes fertility and love. Green symbolizes new beginnings. At the end of the day, families gather for festive meals, and sweets are shared among neighbors and friends. Holi typically takes place in March, but the exact date depends on the moon and the Hindu calendar. And that's connecting the dots. For 9 News Mornings, I'm Alexandra Lewis.
Number 3. Okay, I'm not listening. Our poor crew is like, Sam, this way. Got it. Okay, welcome back to DBL. We love sharing your comments. Everybody loves Karen. Everybody loves Karen. Yep, not our, well, yeah.
We also love you, Karen.
We also love our producer, Karen, over here. But okay, so Karen says, or people are saying, Cheryl says, this woman is excellent. She knows her stuff. Alex the Great says, I like the part about doing it non-aggressively, but more matter of fact. Julia says, I've always learned that it's not what you say, but how you say it. And Donnie says, even as a man, I like this segment.
Yeah. And I think there's a famous meme going around that's viral where you said, I always appreciate the man that says, oh, excuse me, I'm sorry, you weren't done, to a woman. and she goes, all the women in the room notice that guy. It's a quiet, it's not aggressive, but it's an ally. It's an allyship move. Dang it.
You were so close.
I was just going to let you finish that, but it was
that was a gentleman. I didn't even make fun of you.
I liked it.
You wanted to interrupt.
I wanted to, but it was about mansplaining, and I wanted to man quiet.
I like you, man quiet.
If you guys are leaving us, you can watch the second half of the show online. Watch on YouTube, dailyblastlive.com, or our app. But if you get the second half of the show where you are, here is what's ahead. Leah Remini gives her bestie J-Lo a hard time for being overdressed at the pool. Do you guys have a friend like this? Or maybe you're that person? Plus, Jeff's going to talk about what went down at the Biebs concert here in Denver. How disappointed was he when the power went out for like 30 minutes, right? Ooh.
Get some more beers.
We've made it a segment.
Social media is full of opinions and hot takes, but we verify so that we could stick just to the facts. Right now, there's a lot of talk about how much gas and oil is produced in the U.S. Biden critics are quick to write things like this: Biden needs to unleash American energy production. While Jen Psaki, his press secretary, argues that U.S. production of natural gas and oil is rising and approaching record levels. So let's verify, how much gas and oil do we produce in the U.S. and how does it compare to past years? Our sources are the Energy Information Administration and a pair of energy experts, Mark Finley from Rice University and Robert Weiner from the George Washington University. So let's get to the data. The EIA has this graph showing yearly crude oil production in the U.S.
I mean, you'll see that U.S. oil production peaked in around 1970.
Our two experts walked us through the data, pointing out that for some 30 years, between the 70s and the 2000s, U.S. production was dropping.
The United States was in steady decline because it's basically been drilled out.
Our experts say that this all changed in the mid-2000s due to the so-called shale revolution. Techniques like hydraulic fracturing or fracking caused a huge spike in production of oil in the U.S.
That shale revolution took place across successive administrations of both Democrats and Republicans.
So let's get to the latest numbers. In 2021, there were over 4,082,000,000 barrels produced in the U.S. That's only lower than 2020 and the peak in 2019. Weiner says the decrease over the last 2 years was due to the global pandemic.
With demand way down, production needed to go down also. So the oil companies produced less. They were very unprofitable.
So we could verify that the U.S. production of oil and gas is down from 2019, but it's far greater than it's been for nearly all of American history. With your Verify, I'm Evan Kozlov, Fox 43 News.
This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Oh my gosh.
Are you insane?
This is a sham.
No.
Y'all just
It's
stop.
finally here. Drum roll.
Welcome to DBL. I always want to address the elephant in the room. My foot is up for a reason. I broke my ankle. Done. Okay, Jeff, you are back. You went to the Biebs. Tell us everything.
I did. All right, so I'll just take it from here. So, love the Biebs, right? It was me and my wife's anniversary. We went to the concert.
You've been waiting on this concert.
Waiting for 2 years, right? Because they had to get rescheduled. Went there. Great show, love the Biebs. I think we have some B-roll of what actually happened. So we had the stage, right? That's yummy. And the whole stage lit up, the whole back lit up. You know, the back where, you know, if you don't have the best seats, you could see the Biebs. The stage, all the power went out for a half hour, and this is what it looked like after. It just loses production value, and Biebs kind of just walked around. It's show business, the show must go on, but I gotta tell you, it lost some production value. My wife was like, all right, I'm kind of over this, and I had to make a Sophie's choice at that point. Do I stay with the Biebs and support him, or do I stay with my wife on her anniversary? I supported the Biebs. No, of course I left. And we didn't leave. We watched a bunch, so we just left like for the very last 2 songs, I believe. Karen's getting a lot of shout outs today. Was at the concert, a fellow Belieber. But he did address what was going on,
What'd he
right?
say?
I have a clip of it. I recorded it. I appreciate you, Biebs.
You know, we can't really control much. You know, tonight, the power cutting out. Obviously, you guys know, most of you probably know or seen the news about my wife. I'm not sure if you guys seen, but she's okay.
And he goes on to talk about there's a war there. He talks about Haley, talks about a war, but he says there's things outside of us that we just can't control, like the power going out, right? And he goes, we should be here smiling. We should appreciate every moment. And this is what I'm going to do, is put on the best performance for you guys.
Amen.
And he went on and did that. It really made me think, like, you know, it made me love him more, but it made me think about this show too. Like, there's so much that you see. You think Bieber's a superstar, right? But when you lose the people behind the camera, the show just loses something, right? So from the lighting guys to the sound guys, to the people who write the script, to the producers over there, to everyone pitching in, printing out the cards for us. Every single thing makes the production work. And that's what it really pointed out to me. I love the Biebs. I had a great time, and I'm still your #1 fan.
That is very well done. Very well said. We love you guys.
Love that. Thank you for that.
It did make me think, strangely, when Jeff was talking about like what we saw with Adele in her residency. Remember, she was saying that like we don't have the production, it's not ready, and everybody's like, we don't care.
We just want the voice.
Just do it with a piano, with the lights off, and it does take away something when you lose all that production. So maybe her team saw that as well.
Good for Justin Bieber. I love it. Okay.
Bringing everybody around.
That's right.
It's like a new Buddha.
Okay. Do you have that one friend? Curious. Do you guys have that one friend that always looks just like perfect? Apparently, actress Lia Remini does, and she's calling her out on TikTok. Look.
So Jen asked me to meet her by the pool, right? Okay, here's me. Here's me, normal. Look at this one. Head wrap, jewelry. Can you be ugly once? Just be normal once. Do I have to?
Oh my gosh, I love it. Do you know this?
Could I just point this out on an earlier show, Sam? You were Tori's example.
You're my J-Lo.
No.
Yes, because when we go somewhere, just
That
it's so.
sounded really sweet and creepy. Yeah. You could be also being put into the trunk of a car. Somebody said.
You're my J-Lo.
Yeah.
No, but
loving
get this. What's so interesting about it is if we walk into a room together, people immediately will look at you because you are so. Well, let me finish. You're gorgeous. The way you style yourself, the way you handle yourself, and I come in like Marla Hooch. I'm like, oh. But here's the thing: is what you aren't trying to do it. You're just put together, and I'm just Lia Remini, and I'm totally okay with it. I'm not jealous, meaning I'm mad that you have it. I'm a little envious. I wish I had it too. But there's a difference between jealous and envy, and I'm happy to have J-Lo as my friend.
I feel like you do this with a life-size cardboard cutout of Sam every night. Like you say that exact thing to that cut, and you be like, now I'm gonna say it to the real person. No, I think that's
good night, Sam, and she tucks it
I
in.
appreciate that, but I just want to say that there's no comparison, but thank you.
You're my J-Lo.
I was gonna say, and I've been making fun of Tori because that's what we do.
That's what we
But
do.
honestly, when we did the show and we got down to the final casting, when I found out who was all in the show, I didn't know who you guys were because I was on my way to Australia to do a show. When I come back and I saw you guys,
because you were eating shrimp cocktails by yourself.
Yes. I called my mom and I was like, they all look so good.
Really?
I couldn't believe how attractive you. I'm a comic. Like I ain't comics.
You're beautiful.
And so like I could not believe how good you guys all are. I was like, who are these models I'm doing the show with?
Oh, that's
See, you guys are like,
You're beautiful.
no, guys, it's okay. I feel like somebody should be rubbing my back. I'm like, let's think of Whitney Houston. No, thank you, but you guys are gorgeous.
All right. Speaking of comedians, Amy Schumer, will she censor?
Sam wanted off that topic.
I feel so uncomfortable.
And I meant it like with
Not because of you. I just
Okay,
don't see that.
I
Thank
know.
you. I love
Absolutely. I love you too.
You. Okay, so Amy Schumer.
We know.
Okay.
Will she censor her jokes for Hollywood's biggest night? In just over a week, Amy's going to take the stage, the Oscar stage, with fellow hosts Wanda Sykes and Regina Hall. During a recent interview, Amy said she's not planning on blasting celebs as much as previous hosts, and went on to say for women, there's definitely a double standard. We're supposed to be nice. Amy says she's still trying to figure out how much she can and should push the envelope, saying she even pitched the producers a few ideas a month ago, and they were met with deafening silence. You're the comedian. You know Amy. You've been on stage with her. What do you think she should do?
Tone it down, unfortunately.
So?
I mean, it depends on how much you want to take. It depends on how much you want to get beaten down by the public for making jokes. And we're in this weird place where now comedy just falls under speech. So when we're not talking about context, it's just like what you say. So like if somebody just took a transcript of like how we talk to each other, they would think we hated each other. But when you watch the show in context, they'll be like, oh, they're all close friends. But I mean, this is what's happening with comedy, and I definitely understand that somebody like Amy that has a brand and sponsorship opportunities after this, she might not want to mess with that, or she just might not want to be attacked in her inbox in the next 2 years. And unfortunately, Jeff, is this where we are, man?
Yeah, listen, I'm going to disagree with Amy in this particular subject, right? Because I don't think it's just women dealing with this. I think this is a societal problem, right? I have to watch what I say up here. And it's not that I was discriminating against. There are definite situations where we could bring that into the conversation.
Right.
I just don't think this is one of them. In Hollywood and show business right now, you really got to watch what you say. And if you step outside that box, not only are you going to get criticized, you might also lose your job. Right. You might also lose your position. So this is for everybody, I think, in the industry, really has to tone it down. And unfortunately, Amy sees it a different way. I understand where she's coming from, but I also deal with the same thing.
Really quickly, I want to get your opinion because you're also a comic. Do you think the pendulum will swing back?
Yes, I absolutely do. I do. I think the George Carlins will speak and we'll get those truth tellers and we will go back. Right now, we're trying our best.
Really? I don't think so.
I think we will.
George Carlin was alive. They would have eaten him alive.
I agree with you, but I think we're going to have breakthroughs and we're going to go back. Here's what I'll say. Both things can be true. People are getting canceled for ridiculous things. That's so true. And it's not a gender thing. I completely agree with you. But as a female comic, it's 1,000% true that there is a double standard. I was a particularly dirty comic. I was a blue comic. It just means a little racy. I like to look ugly on stage, and I like to do like funny physical comedian stuff. And I was always told, if you just looked prettier, if you just were a little bit prettier, you'd get the representation. Or if you stood still, you'd get the right reps. And it was like, I didn't want to sit still. That was the point. I wanted to be like snorkeling with flippers on, you know?
Did you come on with snorkel?
I for sure did. No, but I acted them out, yeah. Oh. But the idea is when a man would go, everyone would clap, and then they'd say a woman would come on, and I just remember hearing, oh.
No way.
Yeah, and it's all automatically, even if it's instinctual, a feeling of they can't go as far as that guy just before her. And it's always annoying. So I always came up with a beer to show the dudes that I was just as cool. Like I had to use props to show that I was
But you are, Tori, and you got bad advice. Whoever gave you that advice is bad advice because you are like that. You come across like that without you don't need to wear snorkels and things like that.
I didn't wear snorkels.
But you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you try too hard, but you could do whatever you want. And if a guy did that and didn't have the context, he would also look ridiculous. So I get what you're saying, but I think you're taking it too personal. I think you being you was just enough, and you got bad advice in that particular
I appreciate that, but Sarah Silverman, when she started saying words like V words, like Amy Schumer, she got called out as this dirty comic when dudes have been talking about their stuff for a while.
Yeah, you think there is like that though. Ali Wong, like pushing the envelope.
Yeah,
I just watched, and I know she's your girl, Ali Wong.
She's amazing.
The first one I had seen, her recent comedy special. It is almost too raunchy for me.
But I would say that Don Wong. Yeah.
I would say that for male and female is a little bit raunchy for me, but good for her doing her thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's what comedy should be.
You and I have
was that the one when she was pregnant? That was the earlier one.
This one's after.
That one was really funny.
Wait for this one.
All right.
It's still good. Okay, coming up on DBL, they are two identical twin sisters married to identical twin brothers. Oh my gosh.
I love it.
They join us live to talk all about their dynamic next.
Closed captioning provided by
Literally, it's the whole special.
I have thoughts on because first of all, I remember I used to do a show at the 77 Lounge in Culver City, and Ali used to do the show a lot. And I remember this one person.
She is so daring, by the way.
This person came up and goes, "Why isn't she famous yet?" And I was like, she was already kind of there, and I was like, it's going to happen. But
you knew it?
Yeah.
We're talking about Ali Wong.
She is a person that she's always been the exact same comic, just a force of nature on stage. And I think Ali, because I started looking at her and then looking at her fan base, unless something changed, her husband was a doctor.
Yep.
And so she lives a certain kind of lifestyle already because she's successful.
She also makes fun of her husband, which I think a lot of women, we like to hear that. You know what I mean? Because we all, when you're living with someone, you've been with them for so many years, you can relate. So she makes fun of her husband.
She does that and kind of like, I think she speaks for, this sounds weird, well-to-do women or successful women, men, whatever, that also still don't consider themselves like prudish. They're
Yeah.
still like, we still talk about all the things.
Right.
We just have a nice house. She
Yeah.
doesn't lie about that or act like,
No,
in the
that's
streets
what I
with you
like
guys.
about her. She's as
Yeah,
transparent
she's like,
as
I'm
they
doing
come.
great, but this is
Yes, of course. This is our producer, Gabby. She's going to make sure that she gives us all the info.
Yes. So we have the Salyers twins. Salyers.
Salyers.
Yes.
Salyers.
Salyers.
How do you have it spelled for me?
Salyers.
Okay, Salyers. Okay.
So you have the first question. It's directed to Brianna.
Brianna. Okay,
Like
Brianna.
who works.
Yep.
So you all have a very unique situation. What are some of the most?
Oh my God,
You know
I've
what?
been switching back
It's
and forth.
Brianna.
Anna.
Captain to the Starbridge.
We met our husbands at a twins festival. We dated for about 6 months. They proposed. Oh my gosh, you look so gorgeous. And then we got married 6 months after that.
Brianna, do you take Jeremy? And Brittany, do you take Joshua to be your lawful wedded husband?
I do.
Oh my gosh, it's always Tuesday for these two sets of twins. We can't wait to chat with them all about the inside life of being an identical twin married. Two identical twins. Welcome Josh, Brittany, Brianna, and Jeremy Salters.
Thank you.
Hello. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's get into it. Brianna, you all have a very unique situation, clearly. So what are some of the most asked questions that bug you? I can already think of some that I want to ask you that I'm sure you're like, okay, I've heard it a million times.
Sure. So I think one of the questions we get that's a little bit comical but can be a little bit frustrating is, are you all married and do you all share a bedroom? Because the answer is, of course, no. I'm married to my husband, Jeremy, and Brittany's married to her husband, Josh. And so we're monogamous marriages, but we do raise our children together, and we all live under one roof.
All right, now I have to look, Jeremy, I'm coming to you and I need some clarification here. All right, so Jeremy, I need you to tell myself and everybody else included, how did Brittany end up with Josh and you ended up with Brianna?
Well, when we first met in Twinsburg, we started talking as a group, the four of us, and just as that conversation progressed, we just split into twos, and it happened to be that those two were together and me and Brianna were together. And it just kind of happened naturally like that.
Wow. Right.
And so there was no having to choose one or something like that.
Right.
It just happened really naturally.
Just a quick question. Did you guys meet at Twins Days in Twinsburg?
You got it, yes.
You know that place?
Yes, my father lived in Aurora, which is the community right next door. So I grew up knowing Twins Day my whole life. So yeah, I figured that's where you guys met.
Shout out to Twins Day.
That's right. Shout out to Twinsburg.
All right, Brittany, I'm coming to you for this one. Do you have any funny stories of confusing each other, accidentally making a move on the wrong twin?
Ooh.
Well, there's been times when I've seen, one of the others go up to the wrong twin and they're about to hold hands or, give a kiss, but it hasn't gone that far, luckily. But for me, I remember it was our anniversary. And I wanted to do this really romantic post about how Josh was the love of my life. And so I found my favorite photo from our wedding day where we're kissing, and I posted it and I said, baby, I love you. This is such a magical moment of us kissing on our wedding day. And Josh came in and said, thanks, but you posted a picture of Brianna and Jeremy.
Oh, that's hilarious.
That's amazing. That's hilarious. All right, I'm reading a book on boundaries. It's called Set Your Boundaries and Feel Peace, which is exciting. I want to talk about boundaries because you live in your business, Smith Mountain Manor, and you all raise your individual sons like brothers. So I would love to know, what kind of boundaries do you set with each other, or do you live in a boundary-less place? Well said.
The of the estate, you know, the venue definitely helps. There's multiple kitchens, and so that does help. We have had to set some boundaries because as twins, when it's just each other, the two of us, like I don't like to do that because it's like we share everything. So like we share a closet with our respective twin, but you share a bedroom with your respective spouse,
Nice.
and so that can be a little bit difficult.
That makes sense. The closet.
What if
boundary.
like one of you has a headache and you're like, your turn? No?
I don't think it works like that.
Sorry, that's.
Couldn't get away with it, they could tell us apart.
That's funny.
Work for me.
Josh, to the people out there who say you're codependent, I'm not one of those people, but people say that. What do they not get? Talk to us. You have the floor, my friend.
I think that people, they say that we're codependent on each other and they make it into this negative thing that we can't function without each other in the world. And I guess what they don't understand is that this is a choice that we consciously make. This is what makes us happy, and we're just going to keep pursuing that, and regardless of how it may be perceived, I guess.
Good, set boundaries. Good.
Also, it's very normal for us, what we're doing, living together. It seems very normal for us, as you know, for most people it doesn't seem normal.
Right.
But for us, we wouldn't do it any other way. This is just who we are.
That's great.
If you couldn't tell, Al and I are also twins.
Yes.
So we share the same brain. We had the same question. I'm like, oh, we had the same question. I'm going to ask about. I go like this. Like, I'm going to ask about their matching outfits.
Yeah.
I was literally going to
And
ask
Al goes, me too.
Kids too, the kids.
So do you guys do this on a daily, or is this just for the interviews, or do you just buy 2 of everything?
We tend to buy 2 of everything, and we tend to prefer to dress alike. We are not the types, we're not going to have a nervous breakdown if we're not dressed alike, but especially if we're like going out into the world, our preference is to be identical. And so we buy 2 of everything, and laundry is always an issue. It wasn't always that way. We've definitely gone in stages when we were kids. We didn't want to be dressed identically, so we always tell parents of young twins who ask us, just whatever your twins want to do. If they want to dress alike, great. If they don't want to dress alike, great. And it doesn't mean that they will or won't when they're adults, apparently.
Yeah. Have you guys ever had like telepathic moments?
Ooh, we have, yes. I think so. Or a sense of feeling the other one's emotions or pain. I remember Brittany had a surgery when we were younger in high school, and it was really a traumatizing experience for both of us.
Wow.
At one point, I think the hospital thought they were going to have to sedate me also because I was feeling it and kind of having
We've run out of time. Thank you so much, Josh, Brittany, Brianna, and Jeremy. DBL Nation, you can get your fix of the Salyers on Instagram, and their website is smithmountainmanor.com. We'll be right back.
Bye, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Attention.
Ukraine says it needs all the help it can get to fight against Russia, including more people. Ukraine's foreign minister posted a tweet with more than 45,000 likes that he also wants foreigners to join the fight, with some Americans responding that they're interested. So let's verify. Can Americans legally join Ukraine's International Legion of Territorial Defense? Our sources are the U.S. State Department, the Embassy of Ukraine in the United States, Amnesty International, and David Mallet, an associate professor at American University. So far, local media reports 20,000 soldiers from around the world have joined. The U.S. State Department says it's not illegal under U.S. law for people to go abroad and enlist in a foreign army, so long as you're not fighting against the U.S. The Ukraine Embassy says if you're selected, you'll need to supply all of your own equipment, like body armor, uniforms, and medical supplies. The only thing you can't bring is your own weapon. Then there's what happens once you're there. Mallet says historically, local commanders welcome the expertise and training of experienced fighters, but inexperienced soldiers have a 1 in 3 casualty rate. Amnesty International warns Americans who fight for other nations can be arrested on U.S. soil for war crimes or other incidents that happen on the battlefield. So it's true. Americans can legally join Ukraine's International Legion of Territorial Defense. However, a senior U.S. defense official said on March 11th that Americans should not travel to Ukraine under any circumstances, and instead recommends donating time or money to relief organizations. With your Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis.
Welcome back to DBL. It's Women's History Month, and 5 women are proving that the sky's the limit. Watch how they are creating a pathway for women in aviation in today's Heart Threads.
These 5 Navy pilots are creating a path for women in aviation with the hopes of inspiring the next generation. Lieutenant Michelle Espinal walks a path few have traveled.
Growing up, there was nothing I ever thought that I couldn't do because I was a female. It's not how the world was when I was born.
Michelle isn't alone on this journey. She is one of 5 females in the same Navy squadron. Michelle Espinal, Amber Soma, Rebecca Ryan, Michaela Sokic, and Natalie Sava make up Strike Fighter Squadron 213, the Fighting Black Lion.
It's pretty epic, the job that we're doing, so I think sometimes we get really wrapped up in the tactics and all that sort of stuff, but it's cool to take a step back and be like, wow, like, this is pretty rare.
In 1974, the Navy was the first branch of the U.S. military to welcome female aviators. But it wasn't until 1993 when the military allowed women to fly combat missions.
There are some squadrons that still don't have very many women, especially in the aircrew side. But it's awesome seeing more and more women out there on the flight line.
Progress may seem slow, but that doesn't diminish what these women and those who flew before them have accomplished.
I would like to think that when young girls see us, they know that this is something that you can do.
Don't let anyone tell you that you can't do something for any reason.
Keep reaching for the skies, ladies. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by...
So 50 Cent is on a mission to uncancel Monique, and the Winslows reunited, but a family matter still needs to be addressed. Plus, black colleges have never looked so good. In this week's What Erica's Watching. Although he's not Slim Shady, 50 Cent's shade keeps on getting thicker and thicker. His latest celebrity beef includes Oprah and Tyler Perry. Now he's defending Oscar winner Monique, who recently broke her silence about being blacklisted. Now Monique feels like she deserves an apology, but 50 says he's going to put her back on the map regardless. Now 50 is finally using his power for good. However, bullying an apology out of Tyler and Oprah would likely require a magic stick. Just saying. So next, some of the cast of Family Matters got together for a photo shoot. But don't go getting too excited, because it seems that there's some family business that needs to be addressed before there can be an official reunion. Jo Marie Payton, aka Mama Winslow, says she was very hurt when her youngest TV daughter was written off the show, and that she won't be a part of anything official unless all of the Winslows are present, including Judy.
Hi guys. Oh, howdy doody, Judy.
You know, the girl that went up to her room and never came back down. Now, although Steve Urkel is not a Winslow, there would be no hit show without him. So let's focus on getting Jaleel White to sign on first, shall we? And the iconic fashion brand Polo by Ralph Lauren launched a new preppy line featuring 2 of the most prestigious historically black colleges, Morehouse and Spelman. Ralph Lauren says that American style would be incomplete without representation like this. We know. This partnership also includes $2 million worth of HBCU scholarships. Now, I want to go back to school shopping. Can you do that if you're not a student? Okay, I'm gonna do it anyway. So share with me anything that catches your eye by using the hashtag DBLEricaWatch. We'll be right back.
Even if you didn't know what it was, you've likely seen the colorful images from India's most joyous and vivid festival, Holi. People across India have celebrated it for centuries. Its roots lie in Hindu legend, with the first mentions of the festival dating back to a 4th century poem. Also known as the Festival of Colors, Holi represents the beginning of spring and good triumphing over evil. It's also a day of forgiveness. The night before the festival, large bonfires are lit, signifying the burning of evil spirits. On the day of Holi, brightly colored powder is thrown into the air, covering people, streets, and buildings. Water balloons filled with colored water are also thrown from rooftops. Every color has a meaning. Red, for example, symbolizes fertility and love. Green symbolizes new beginnings. At the end of the day, families gather for festive meals, and sweets are shared among neighbors and friends. Holi typically takes place in March, but the exact date depends on the moon and the Hindu calendar. And that's connecting the dots. For 9 News Mornings, I'm Alexandra Lewis.
Welcome back. I am not Sam. I'll make that clear. We do love sharing your comments.
We got it.
Okay, just making sure you guys know. She's J-Lo. I'm Lia Rimini.
All right.
Okay. Donnie F. writes in, I must say this Friday episode is not only the best of the week, it's probably the best they've had in a while. Along with the chat,
Donnie.
though.
That was kind of like backhand.
It was a bit, but we'll take it. I'll take it.
I won't.
I'll take it. Jeff's not taking it. DBL's
Cheer up, Donnie. Things are looking up, buddy. Spring's around the corner.
DBL's new every day. We will see you same time, same place on Monday. Don't be a hater. That's my new signature line.
You don't have to say that second part.
Oh,
You just say
okay.
your line.
That's it then.
Yeah.
Bye.
Social media is full of opinions and hot takes, but we verify so that we could stick just to the facts. Right now, there's a lot of talk about how much gas and oil is produced in the U.S. Biden critics are quick to write things like this. Biden needs to unleash American energy production, while Jen Psaki, his press secretary, argues that U.S. production of natural gas and oil is rising and approaching record levels. So let's verify, how much gas and oil do we produce in the U.S., and how does it compare to past years? Our sources are the Energy Information Administration and a pair of energy experts, Mark Finley from Rice University and Robert Weiner from the George Washington University. So let's get to the data. The EIA has this graph showing yearly crude oil production in the U.S.
I mean, you'll see that U.S. oil production peaked in around 1970.
Our two experts walked us through the data, pointing out that for some 30 years, between the 70s and the 2000s, U.S. production was dropping.
The United States was in steady decline because it's basically been drilled out.
Our experts say that this all changed in the mid-2000s due to the so-called shale revolution. Techniques like hydraulic fracturing or fracking caused a huge spike in production of oil in the U.S.
That shale revolution took place across successive administrations of both Democrats and Republicans.
So let's get to the latest numbers. In 2021, there were over 4,082,000,000 barrels produced in the U.S. That's only lower than 2020 and the peak in 2019. Weiner says the decrease over the last 2 years was due to the global pandemic.
With demand way down, production needed to go down also. So the oil companies produced less. They were very unprofitable.
So we could verify that the U.S. production of oil and gas is down from 2019, but it's far greater than it's been for nearly all of American history. With your Verify, I'm Evan Kozlov, Fox 43 News.
On Daily Blast Live.
A trans swimmer gets booed after winning an NCAA championship. Does she have an unfair advantage? Mansplaining explained. A communication coach is here live to break down the way interactions between men and women work. Identical twin sisters who married identical twin brothers are here live.
Brianna, do you take Jeremy? And Brittany, do you take Joshua to be your lawful wedded husband?
I do.
They'll tell us all about how they're raising their babies to be brothers. And Lia Rimini calls out her bestie J-Lo for always being overdressed.
Look at this one. Head wrap, jewelry. Can you be ugly once? Just be normal once. Do I have that?
Oh my gosh.
Are you
insane? This is a sham.
No.
Nope.
Y'all, just stop.
Finally here, drum roll.
Welcome to DBL. It is Friday. Jeff is back. Welcome back, Jeff. We're going to hear all about your little anniversary getaway, staycation, Bieber. Oh.
Still love you, buddy.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And happy anniversary.
Okay, good. So we are going to talk about this because I know that our viewers have a lot of opinions. Certainly, go on the internet, you'll see it's very controversial. Lia Thomas has become the first openly transgender woman to win an NCAA championship, but her historic win, not without controversy. Lia won the 500-yard freestyle event, finishing nearly 2 seconds ahead of the swimmer who came in second. Now, during the podium ceremony, some people were heard booing and faintly cheering after Lia's name was announced. And Lia stood alone while the other medalists posed for photos off to the side. Now, afterwards, she told ESPN she tries to drown out all the negative noise. Listen to what she had to say.
I try to ignore it as much as I can. I try to focus on my swimming, what I need to do to get ready for my races, and just try to block out everything else.
Now, former tennis star Martina Navratilova, sorry about that, also weighed in on Lia's win, telling News Nation she has an unfair advantage. This is what Martina had to say.
Well, it's not about excluding transgender women from winning ever, but it is about not allowing them to win when they were not anywhere near winning as men. And in the future, maybe it should be an open category for everybody, and then biological females.
Okay, so just like our viewers, Twitter divided. One person said, quote, Lia has every right to be proud of her athleticism, her talent, and her accomplishments. But another wrote, quote, she's cheating many athletes who train very, very hard and just can't compete with certain natural born differences. All right, this is a tough one. We're almost like living through something that I feel like later on we'll be able to look back on, but right now it's not so black and white. What do you think?
I think everybody, when we speak on this, we don't want to be Brian Gumbel that like didn't know what the internet was, that famous clip.
Katie,
because you know, when you look back on it, obviously no one knew then. You know, you look back and it looks really dated. So when we have these conversations, I think everybody doesn't want to be that guy. With that said, I think we need to pull back from just swimming, and I do want to get your opinion on this, and just look at how we view sports overall. When we start talking about things that give people other advantages, things such as steroids, we know Russia can't even call themselves Russia in the Olympics because of the rampant steroid abuse. The 98 home run derby, both those people have been alleged to be on steroids. Mark Hunt is suing the UFC because when he fought Brock Lesnar, it appeared as if Brock Lesnar was feeling no pain. We'll leave it at that. So if we are going to say that that is okay, A-Rod signed a $250 million contract after he was accused of using steroids. So if we're saying that those things do help you and we are going to retroactively then make a blanket rule for everybody, I'm fine with that. But when we start picking and choosing certain sports over others, that's where I have a problem. But in the interest of fairness, I do see that we have an issue that we need to hash out, and I'm not sure how to do that.
Yeah, and to your point, I don't think people think it's okay that those guys were on steroids. You know, Sammy Sosa, all the names that you mentioned.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Yes. People they're not okay with that either, and I want to put that on the table. Before we have the conversation about trans women in sports, because it's not trans men in sports, it's very, very rare that there's a problem with that, and I say problem in quotes.
Yes.
We have to have a conversation about the conversation, because as soon as you oppose that or put up any saying like, hey, let's see if it's fair or not, people already attack you. Listen, I have no problem with trans people. There's no problem with trans people. I support trans. Either way you want to go, I support that. However, there's a different conversation now when you're talking about sports, and it doesn't mean you're transphobic. That's where we need to get over. Is there a place for trans people in sports? 1,000%, but is it fair to people who don't have that advantage? I think there is a definite advantage. Take away the testosterone levels and what it is. You're born with bigger bone density. When you go through puberty, you already are breaking through a barrier that that doesn't have an advantage. And Tori was talking to me about what does she mean, Martina
Navratilova. I was trying to be understanding of what exactly she was saying.
Right. So there are a lot of examples of trans women who, when they were men, tried to compete for the Olympics, and they just couldn't get there. They couldn't get over that hurdle. So they transitioned for whatever reason, their own reasons personally, right, which is perfectly acceptable, and then continued in that sport and then medaled in that said sport. There's a lot of examples of that. So I don't know if this gets into that crossing the line of the trans community for the reasons that they've changed. And are they simply doing it for a sport? And we need to find a place for them. When we look back on this, we're going to say, hey, this is the perfect arena for these people to compete. Because I love sports. I love competition. There should be room for everybody. But we need to get over the stereotype of just because you're opposing it or trying to find a different spot, you're already labeled transphobic and you have no voice.
I appreciate that nuance. I just want to get a really, swimming. I did not swim in our competition, so I'd like to actually go to you. I don't know swimming. Okay,
our competition.
We had a swimming competition. She's like an Olympic level swimmer. I just want to go to you.
Listen, for decades, I've definitely been on the supportive side of supporting trans women in sports. Now, in the beginning, I will say, because in 1998, I think there's even a tape of me somewhere where I was hesitant to support it because I did not think it was fair. Then when I did my own education and I learned that the NCAA and the IOC are very much set with their science to try to level the playing field with the hormones, with everything else, 4 years before you can compete, I said, okay, I trust the IOC and I don't want anybody to be excluded. I'd rather somebody, one in how many people? I mean, there's only a couple people that compete in the NCAA that are trans alone, so this is not an epidemic.
Right.
So I'd rather have inclusion than there be unfairness here and there. However, to your point, Jeff, if we want to make sure that this is complete fairness, I do agree when Dr. Coley was here, she thought maybe we do it sport by sport. The IOC actually just adopted that. The IOC now is saying we're going to let science, those doctors, those commissioners determine sport by sport what to do. And I think, okay, that makes sense. I think this is going to continue to evolve. I agree with you. I want it to be fair for everybody. I do not want there to be any sort of exclusion. I don't know, because there's not that many trans athletes, if we have a separate category, that to me feels like segregation. So I don't know if that's the answer, but I like that we're trying to figure it out. I just hope that everybody gives respect and grace while they figure it out, like we are.
Well, that's with every conversation, and I think it just is a good way to go through your life, is just make sure you're entering conversations where the other person or the other people have good faith in terms of the argument that they're making.
The
I don't care if
intention
we
is good,
disagree 100%,
Right.
but I'm not coming into this with a this is right and this is wrong.
With any malice.
Right, it's just like, I think this is a super interesting thing to talk about.
Yeah.
Like, let's look at that. This is fascinating.
Leah's a pioneer right now.
Yeah.
I hope she leans into it, works with the IOC. She is a pioneer. Hopefully what she and the IOC and other sports and their athletes figure out will benefit the athletes later on. And I hope we can look at it that way rather than her being a quote-unquote cheater or a problem.
I hear that.
Okay, coming up on DBL, ladies, have you encountered mansplaining before, Tori?
I will tell you all about it.
Okay, a communication live to talk all about empowering women. And Dr. Coley plays a little game of true or false with the latest medical headlines. Do not go away.
Closed captioning provided by
When you're swimming a 50 or a 100 or a 200, but she's swimming a 500, which is 20 laps yard.
Can you imagine 20 laps? Sorry, continue.
No, you can. I kind of droned on a little
You
bit.
didn't. You were really interesting.
You were
I wanted to hear
exactly
from
what
Tori.
I felt.
Yes.
But I can't. The problem is going into that conversation and saying what I said. First of all, it's nerve-wracking. And second of all, nobody wants. I have no problem with trans people. Nobody has a problem when we talk about these difficult conversations.
But go look on any. You're different. Go. I understand why people are nervous to talk about this because you don't want to be labeled unfairly.
Right.
But on the flip side, if you look at some of the comments underneath ESPN or whoever just recently posted about her, I looked at the comments. I would say the large majority of them were super transphobic.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, you don't have the same type of respect on forums or even in America or the world as we are having right here at this table.
Isn't good.
Right.
Yeah.
But I understand that this is something that needs to be figured out.
I think what Karen, can you get a quick shot of Karen? She's over there, Taylor. That's Karen.
She's also a believer.
Oh yeah, she's and a Bieber. Yeah, she went to Bieber. That's right. And then a believer.
Get it right.
Get to it. What is it?
Sorry,
I just want to say this. Karen said this. I'm so annoyed right now. Stop it.
Taylor's sweatshirt's cute.
Oh, let me say something.
I like Kelly's hair.
Stop. Karen said this. Can you be pro-trans?
Tori's right there. You should.
Oh, and not into or anti-Lia, and I say that, and I don't mean that meanly, but can you do both?
You know what? Forget it, Taylor.
You can by saying we support Lia. Yeah. We see her as a pioneer, but at the same time, we also need to make sure that you have the right eyes and experience through certain scientists or whoever. I don't know who makes up the board of the IOC or the NC2A.
I hope they have scientists.
Yeah, they do. But I just hope that there's no biases.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that was a well said thing.
Welcome back. Earlier, Dr. Coley joined us to sort through the latest medical headlines to help us figure out what's real, what's not. Take a look.
We do want to know about this latest COVID variant, and I think it's like BA2.
BA2, the stealth variant. So you know
the stealth variant?
Stealth variant. Oh,
that
man.
sounds terrible.
Sounds like a bad guy in a movie,
It
right?
does.
Yeah. So I like to say I'm in a relationship with COVID, a bad relationship. I'm trying to break up with COVID.
Is there any other kind?
Well, we did have our honeymoon period, remember?
That's true, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm trying to break up, and COVID wants to keep getting back together. And every time it gets back together, it says, oh, I've changed. I'm a little different this time.
Wow, that's
Let's
good.
try it again. So that's where I think we're at right now. We are back together like Ross and Rachel.
Oh.
But the vaccines work. So we're still going to use that. Some of our new medicines need to be updated, though, because they're not working as well.
Okay, but the vaccines work. Did you hear all that? The vaccines work on BA2, the stealth variant, coming soon to a theater near you.
like that.
I know, right?
Does remind me of a movie.
Yeah. All right. We're going to play a little game now. I'm going to read a statement that's either true or false, and then we're all going to guess either true or false.
Like, can you run through that again?
Yeah, let me take it down slowly.
What are the directions?
Okay. So once Dr. Coley is going to give us the answer. You guys ready? So play along at home as well. All right. The first statement is, people shed hair seasonally. Is this true or false? So let's see.
Saying false.
False. Okay, not true.
I'll say true. It seems like winter time is a little spices up a little more shedding for me.
Spices it up. All right, is this true?
And you have to vote too.
Okay, I think I shed all the time. Okay.
So you have to put your money down, Tori.
I'm going to say
what is
it is seasonal.
Seasonal. Okay, good.
True.
The girls have it right this time. Yes. So women, we shed more seasonally than men, but everybody sheds seasonally. It's worse in the fall than the spring. But essentially what happens to our hair follicles is kind of like what happens to our skin as it changes, right? When the season changes, our skin changes, the moisture changes. So the hair follicles can be sensitive to temperature, to humidity. So we start to lose, instead of the 80 to 100 hairs that we shed every day, we actually end up losing up to 150 hairs come spring.
True or false, dementia and Alzheimer's are the same disease? I think that's false.
Yeah, I'm going to say false just because I think dementia leads to Alzheimer's.
Okay.
Oh, that's, yeah. I'm going to steal her
I think
answer.
you're stealing.
I was going to say
Alice
it's different.
copying off of
I was going to say that it's because I was thinking dementia seems like a state of confusion, and Alzheimer's seems like an issue with your memory.
Like
That's what I'm
plaque
saying.
and stuff, yeah.
So yes, the answer is false, but not for any of the reasons that you guys
Let me make that. I have to be clear about that for legal reasons. You're all
If you say it firmly, it sounds like you know what you're talking about.
So the umbrella of the condition is called dementia, which means we're not thinking as clearly, we're not good at cognitive tasks, we're losing our memory, we're not good at math problems, at remembering things, at finding our way around, but many different things can cause it. Now, the most common cause of that umbrella condition is Alzheimer's dementia. So 60 to 80% of dementia comes from Alzheimer's, but there's other types, small little strokes you can have, Huntington's, Lewy body, many different genetic types of dementia that you can have. So it doesn't necessarily mean if you have dementia that you have Alzheimer's, but Alzheimer's is a type of dementia.
Okay. Wow. All right, thank you so much. That was really, really fun and also very educational. Knowledge is power, people. Knowledge is power. If you have a question you want answered by Dr. Coley, write us on social media, or you can also email us at info@dailyblastlive.com. We'll be right back, and that's true.
Ukraine says it needs all the help it can get to fight against Russia, including more people. Ukraine's foreign minister posted a tweet with more than 45,000 likes that he also wants foreigners to join the fight, with some Americans responding that they're interested. So let's verify. Can Americans legally join Ukraine's International Legion of Territorial Defense? Our sources are the U.S. State Department, the Embassy of Ukraine in the United States, Amnesty International, and David Mallet, an associate professor at American University. So far, local media reports 20,000 soldiers from around the world have joined. The U.S. State Department says it's not illegal under U.S. law for people to go abroad and enlist in a foreign army, so long as you're not fighting against the U.S. The Ukraine embassy says if you're selected, you'll need to supply all of your own equipment, like body armor, uniforms, and medical supplies. The only thing you can't bring is your own weapon. Then there's what happens once you're there. Mallet says historically, local commanders welcome the expertise and training of experienced fighters, but inexperienced soldiers have a 1 in 3 casualty rate. Amnesty International warns Americans who fight for other nations can be arrested on U.S. soil for war crimes or other incidents that happen on the battlefield. So it's true. Americans can legally join Ukraine's International Legion of Territorial Defense. However, a senior U.S. defense official said on March 11th that Americans should not travel to Ukraine under any circumstances, and instead recommends donating time or money to relief organizations. With your Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis.
March is Women's History Month, and we couldn't think of a better way to celebrate and honor women than to have communication and confidence coach Karen Donaldson join us live to give us tips on setting a precedent for girl power. Please welcome Karen Donaldson. Yes! Yay, Karen, we're so happy that you're here. So this month, of course, is all about recognizing women. What is your focus this Women's History Month?
For this month of Women's History, we are focusing on moving away from gender bias and stereotyping. But the first thing is realizing it, and the most important thing is actually breaking the bias. So we need to challenge it each and every time it shows up, whether you're a man or a woman. And most people just are not prepared to challenge it because they simply just don't know what to say.
All right, this is so up my alley, my friend. I'm very excited to talk to you because I appreciate when a man specifically notices and calls out just a microaggression, right? It's not easy, it's uncomfortable, but it's important. So what are some examples that you've seen, and how can a woman realistically interject if I'm in a room full of dudes? Men.
Totally, got it. So here's one of the biggest things that's happening. It's called man-interrupting. And it's basically when a man interrupts a woman unnecessarily and he talks over her or he decides that he can explain better than her. And this is what women need to do. We need to call it out when we see it so we can stop it in its tracks, not only from a verbal perspective, but from a body language perspective. And this is what it would look like. Okay. You'd stop, you'd make eye contact with the gentleman, you'd call out their name. So Mike, I'm speaking right now. And you want to ensure that your body is completely facing the person so they know they're talking to you and they take you seriously and they know they've done something wrong. So that's one thing you can do. And the other thing you can say, if you want to change the context of your language, Mike, I appreciate the comment. However, I am fine to continue. Then you pause and
that's good.
Let's play that out, Karen. Let's have Tori and I do a little example, okay? All right, here we go. Tori, your dress looks like you're on Star Trek.
Hey,
anyways.
Hey, excuse me, Jeff.
What?
I'm perfectly fine to continue.
Oh.
This is my dress and it looks fantastic. Okay.
Well done. And scene. That was it. That was good. All right. So Karen, great tip. So what can a bystander do in a situation like this? I'm asking for a friend.
Definitely for a friend. We all have a part to play. So a bystander also needs to call out the individual. So you'd say something like this, if you're seeing it, and I'm talking to the gentleman too and the other ladies. So you're gonna say, Mike, I don't think that Michelle was finished. Let's have her continue, please. And it's not about being aggressive. People always go there. It's about stating a fact. You see, we can't change people. We have no control over people. So your commitment has to be to bring light to it, shedding light on it, and calling it out when we see it. That's the only way we can shift what's happening with us in the world.
Ooh,
I like it.
I felt that. Powerful.
I felt that.
And it's great because it shows you how to be an ally without kind of like overstepping your bounds, especially if it's a conversation you're not inherently a part of. So, I just want to, full disclosure, I'm absolutely sure I've done this before, Karen. Can you tell us why so many men feel the need to mansplain or manterrupt? I've definitely done that. I'm aware of it, and I've fixed it, but where did that come from?
I got you. Here's the reality. It's actually an act of dominance, and it's about being dismissive, right? And this is where we as ladies and gentlemen, listen, I'm going to have a piece for you too. Ladies, we need to call out the gentleman and ask them, where is this coming from? Are you feeling the need to interrupt because you feel threatened? Do you feel insecure? What is it about you that makes you need to interrupt me when I speak? Now, men, if you are being called out by a woman, you need to stop and genuinely apologize. And no underlying or under sneaky little dirty apologies like, oh, I must have hit a nerve or a sensitive nerve here.
Right.
Don't do it.
Yes.
Don't do it.
I love that.
Oh my God.
Apologize, be genuine.
I really just want Karen in every room. But here's the good news. We all can take a piece of Karen.
We can be Karens
We can be
in
Karen.
every room.
Okay, so what are the most effective ways to actually support women this month?
A really good question. I really encourage you to take the time out to ask women how you can support them. And the other piece is be intentional with supporting female-owned businesses, restaurants, and the biggest thing is this: acknowledge women around you who are doing really great things. It starts there. Just don't allow it to stop at the end of the month. Allow it to continue year long.
Oh, amazing.
I was going to make a joke, but I don't want the wrath of Karen. It came back at me.
She
Good
empowers,
advice.
She
Good advice.
uplifts. We appreciate
And
you
also,
so
we
much.
need those chairs in studio. Karen, we need you in studio. We
And
need
the
those
white fluffy chairs.
Oh, yes.
Absolutely.
Yep. Karen, thank you so much for sharing your wisdom, your light, very important topic. DBL Nation, you can check out Karen's website, KarenDonaldson.inc.com, for coaching and membership opportunities. Thank you, Karen. We'll be right back.
Well done. Well done. Thank you.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
So 50 Cent is on a mission to uncancel Monique, and the Winslows reunited, but a family matter still needs to be addressed. Plus, black colleges have never looked so good. In this week's What Erica's Watching. Although he's not Slim Shady, 50 Cent's shade keeps on getting thicker and thicker. His latest celebrity beef includes Oprah and Tyler Perry. Now he's defending Oscar winner Monique, who recently broke her silence about being blacklisted. Now Monique feels like she deserves an apology, but 50 says he's going to put her back on the map regardless. Now 50 is finally using his power for good. However, bullying an apology out of Tyler and Oprah would likely require a magic stick. Just saying. So next, some of the cast of Family Matters got together for a photo shoot. But don't go getting too excited, because it seems that there's some family business that needs to be addressed before there can be an official reunion. Jo Marie Payton, aka Mama Winslow, says she was very hurt when her youngest TV daughter was written off the show, and that she won't be a part of anything official unless all of the Winslows are present, including Judy.
Hi guys. Oh, howdy doody, Judy.
You know, the girl that went up to her room and never came back down. Now, although Steve Urkel is not a Winslow, there would be no hit show without him. So let's focus on getting Jaleel White to sign on first, shall we? And the iconic fashion brand Polo by Ralph Lauren launched a new preppy line featuring two of the most prestigious historically black colleges, Morehouse and Spelman. Ralph Lauren says that American style would be incomplete without representation like this. We know. This partnership also includes $2 million worth of HBCU scholarships. Now, I want to go back to school shopping. Can you do that if you're not a student? Okay, I'm gonna do it anyway. So share with me anything that catches your eye by using the hashtag DBL Erica Watch. We'll be right back.
Even if you didn't know what it was, you've likely seen the colorful images from India's most joyous and vivid festival, Holi. People across India have celebrated it for centuries. Its roots lie in Hindu legend, with the first mentions of the festival dating back to a 4th century poem. Also known as the Festival of Colors, Holi represents the beginning of spring and good triumphing over evil. It's also a day of forgiveness. The night before the festival, large bonfires are lit, signifying the burning of evil spirits. On the day of Holi, brightly colored powder is thrown into the air, covering people, streets, and buildings. Water balloons filled with colored water are also thrown from rooftops. Every color has a meaning. Red, for example, symbolizes fertility and love. Green symbolizes new beginnings. At the end of the day, families gather for festive meals, and sweets are shared among neighbors and friends. Holi typically takes place in March, but the exact date depends on the moon and the Hindu calendar. And that's connecting the dots. For 9 News Mornings, I'm Alexandra Lewis.
Yeah.
We also love you, Karen.
We also love our producer, Karen, over here. But okay, so Karen says, or people are saying, Cheryl says, this woman is excellent. She knows her stuff. Alex the Great says, I like the part about doing it non-aggressively, but more matter of fact. Julia says, I've always learned that it's not what you say, but how you say it. And Donnie says, even as a man, I like this segment.
Yeah. And I think there's a famous meme going around that's viral where you said, I always appreciate the man that says, oh, excuse me, I'm sorry, you weren't done, to a woman. And she goes, all the women in the room notice that guy. It's a quiet, it's not aggressive, but it's an ally. It's an allyship move. Dang it.
You were so close.
I was just going to let you finish that. But it was
See, that was a gentleman. I didn't even make fun of you.
I liked it.
You wanted to interrupt.
I wanted to, but it was about mansplaining, and I wanted to man quiet.
I like you, man quiet.
If you guys are leaving us, you can watch the second half of the show online. Watch on YouTube, dailyblastlive.com, or our app. But if you get the second half of the show where you are, here is what's ahead. Leah Remini gives her bestie J-Lo a hard time for being overdressed at the pool. Do you guys have a friend like this? Or maybe you're that person? Plus, Jeff's going to talk about what went down at the Biebs concert here in Denver. How disappointed was he when the power went out for like 30 minutes, right? Ooh.
Get some more beers.
We've made it a segment.
Social media is full of opinions and hot takes, but we verify so that we could stick just to the facts. Right now, there's a lot of talk about how much gas and oil is produced in the U.S. Biden critics are quick to write things like this. Biden needs to unleash American energy production, while Jen Psaki, his press secretary, argues that U.S. production of natural gas and oil is rising and approaching record levels. So let's verify, how much gas and oil do we produce in the U.S., and how does it compare to past years? Our sources are the Energy Information Administration and a pair of energy experts, Mark Finley from Rice University and Robert Weiner from the George Washington University. So let's get to the data. The EIA has this graph showing yearly crude oil production in the U.S.
I mean, you'll see that U.S. oil production peaked in around 1970.
Our two experts walked us through the data, pointing out that for some 30 years, between the 70s and the 2000s, U.S. production was dropping.
The United States was in steady decline because it's basically been drilled out.
Our experts say that this all changed in the mid-2000s due to the so-called shale revolution. Techniques like hydraulic fracturing or fracking caused a huge spike in production of oil in the U.S.
That shale revolution took place across successive administrations of both Democrats and Republicans.
So let's get to the latest numbers. In 2021, there were over 4,082,000,000 barrels produced in the U.S. That's only lower than 2020 and the peak in 2019. Weiner says the decrease over the last 2 years was due to the global pandemic.
With demand way down, production needed to go down also. So the oil companies produced less. They were very unprofitable.
So we could verify that the U.S. production of oil and gas is down from 2019, but it's far greater than it's been for nearly all of American history. With your Verify, I'm Evan Kozlov, Fox 43 News.
This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Oh my gosh.
Are you insane?
This is a sham.
No.
No.
Y'all, just
It's
stop.
finally here. Drum roll.
Welcome to DBL. I always want to address the elephant in the room. My foot is up for a reason. I broke my ankle. Done. Okay, Jeff, you are back. You went to the Biebs. Tell us everything.
I did. All right, so I'll just take it from here. So, love the Biebs, right? It was me and my wife's anniversary. We went to the concert.
You've been waiting on this concert.
Waiting for 2 years, right? Because they had to get rescheduled. Went there. Great show, love the Biebs. I think we have some B-roll of what actually happened. So we had the stage, right? That's yummy. And the whole stage lit up, the whole back lit up. You know, the back where, you know, if you don't have the best seats, you could see the Biebs. The stage, all the power went out for a half hour, and this is what it looked like after. It just loses production value, and Biebs kind of just walked around. It's show business, the show must go on, but I gotta tell you, it lost some production value. My wife was like, all right, I'm kind of over this, and I had to make a Sophie's choice at that point. Do I stay with the Biebs and support him, or do I stay with my wife on our anniversary? I supported the Biebs. No, of course I love. And we didn't leave. We watched a bunch, so we just left like for the very last 2 songs, I believe. Karen's getting a lot of shout outs today. Was at the concert, a fellow Belieber, but he did address what was going on.
What did he
right?
say?
I have a clip of it. I recorded it. I appreciate you, Biebs.
You know, we can't really control much. You know, tonight the power cutting out. Obviously, you guys know, most of you probably know or seen the news about my wife. I'm not sure if you guys seen, but she's okay.
Aww.
And he goes on to talk about there's a war there. He talks about Haley, talks about a war, but he says there's things outside of us that we just can't control, like the power going out, right? And he goes, we should be here smiling. We should appreciate every moment. And this is what I'm going to do, is put on the best performance for you guys.
Amen.
And he went on and did that. And it really made me think, like, you know, it made me love him more. But it made me think about this show, too. Like, there's so much that you see. You think Bieber's a superstar, right? But when you lose the people behind the camera, the show just loses something, right? So from the lighting guys to the sound guys to the people who write the script, to the producers over there, to everyone pitching in, printing out the cards for us. Every single thing makes the production work, and that's what it really pointed out to me. I love the Biebs. I had a great time, and I'm still your #1 fan.
That is very well done. Very well said. We love you guys.
Love that.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
It did make me think, strangely, when Jeff was talking about like what we saw with Adele and her residency. Remember, she was saying that like we don't have the production, it's not ready, and everybody's like, we don't care.
We just want the voice.
Just do it with the piano, with the lights off, and it does take away something when you lose all that production. So maybe her team saw that as well.
Good for Justin Bieber. I love it. Okay.
Bringing everybody around.
That's right.
It's like a new Buddha.
Okay. Do you have that one friend? Curious. Do you guys have that one friend that always looks just like perfect? Apparently, actress Lia Remini does, and she's calling her out on TikTok. Look.
So Jen asked me to meet her by the pool, right? Okay, here's me. Here's me, normal. Look at this one. Head wrap, jewelry. Can you be ugly once? Just be normal once. Do I have to?
Oh my gosh, I love it. Do you know this?
Could I just point this out on an earlier show, Sam? You were Tori's example.
You're my J-Lo.
No.
Yes, because when we go somewhere,
That sounded really sweet and creepy. Yeah. You could be also being put into the trunk of a car if somebody said
You're my J-Lo.
Yeah.
No, but get this. What's so interesting about it is if we walk into a room together, people immediately will look at you because you are so, well, let me finish. You're gorgeous, the way you style yourself, the way you handle yourself, and I come in like Marla Hooch. I'm like, oh. But here's the thing is, what you aren't trying to do it. You're just put together, and I'm just Lia Remini, and I'm totally okay with it. I'm not jealous, meaning I'm mad that you have it. I'm a little envious. I wish I had it too. But there's a difference between jealous and envy, and I'm happy to have J-Lo as my friend.
I feel like you do this with a life-size cardboard cutout of Sam every night. Like you say that exact thing to that cut, and you be like, now I'm gonna say it to the real person. No, I think that's
Good night, Sam, and she tucks it
I
in.
appreciate that, but I just want to say that there's no comparison, but thank you.
You're my J-Lo.
I was going to say, and I've been making fun of Tori because that's what we do.
That's what we
But
do.
honestly, when we did the show and we got down to the final casting, when I found out who was all in the show, I didn't know who you guys were because I was on my way to Australia to do a show. When I come back and I saw you guys,
because you were eating shrimp cocktails by yourself.
I called my mom and I was like, they all look so good.
Really?
I couldn't believe how attractive you. I'm a comic. Like I ain't comics.
You're beautiful.
And so like I could not believe how good you guys all are. I was like, who are these models I'm doing the show with?
Oh, that's
See, you guys are like,
you are beautiful.
No, guys, it's okay. I feel like somebody should be rubbing my back. Like, listening to Whitney Houston. No, thank you, but you guys are gorgeous.
All right. Speaking of comedians, Amy Schumer, will she censor?
Sam wanted off that topic.
I feel so uncomfortable.
And I meant it like with
Not
such
because of you, I
respect.
just don't see that.
I know.
Thank you. I love
Absolutely. I love you too.
You. Okay, so Amy Schumer.
We know.
Okay.
Will she censor her jokes for Hollywood's biggest night? In just over a week, Amy's going to take the stage, the Oscar stage, with fellow hosts Wanda Sykes and Regina Hall. During a recent interview, Amy said she's not planning on blasting celebs as much as previous hosts, and went on to say, for women, there's definitely a double standard. We're supposed to be nice. Amy says she's still trying to figure out how much she can and should push the envelope, saying she even pitched the producers a few ideas a month ago, and they were met with deafening silence. You're the comedian. You know Amy. You've been on stage with her. What do you think she should do?
Tone it down, unfortunately.
so?
I mean, it depends on how much you want to take. It depends on how much you want to get beaten down by the public for making jokes. And we're in this weird place where now comedy just falls under speech. So when we're not talking about context, it's just like what you say. So like if somebody just took a transcript of like how we talk to each other, they would think we hated each other. But when you watch the show in context, they'll be like, oh, they're all close friends. But I mean, this is what's happening with comedy. And I definitely understand that somebody like Amy that has a brand and sponsorship opportunities after this, she might not want to mess with that, or she just might not want to be attacked in her inbox in the next 2 years. And unfortunately, Jeff, is this where we are, man?
Yeah, listen, I'm going to disagree with Amy in this particular subject, right? Because I don't think it's just women dealing with this. I think this is a societal problem, right? I have to watch what I say up here. And it's not that I was discriminating against. There are definite situations where we could bring that into the conversation. I just don't think this is one of them. In Hollywood and show business right now, you really got to watch what you say. And if you step outside that box, not only are you going to get criticized, you might also lose your job. You might also lose your position. So this is for everybody, I think, in the industry, really has to tone it down. And unfortunately, Amy sees it a different way. I understand where she's coming from, but I also deal with the same thing.
Really quickly, I want to get your opinion because you're also a comic. Do you think the pendulum will swing back?
Yes, I absolutely do. I do. I think the George Carlins will speak and we'll get those truth tellers and we will go back. Right now, we're trying our best.
Really? I don't think so.
I think we will.
George Carlin was alive. They would have eaten him alive.
I agree with you, but I think we're going to have breakthroughs and we're going to go back. Here's what I'll say. Both things can be true. People are getting canceled for ridiculous things. That's so true. And it's not a gender thing. I completely agree with you. But as a female comic, it's 1,000% true that there is a double standard. I was a particularly dirty comic. I was a blue comic. It just means a little racy. I like to look ugly on stage, and I like to do like funny physical comedian stuff. And I was always told, if you just looked prettier, if you just were a little bit prettier, you'd get the representation. Or if you stood still, you'd get the right reps. And it was like, I didn't want to sit still. That was the point. I wanted to be like snorkeling with flippers on, you know?
Did you come on with snorkel?
I for sure did. No, but I acted them out, yeah. But the idea is when a man would go, everyone would clap, and then they'd say a woman would come on, and I just remember hearing, oh.
No way.
Yeah, and it's all automatically, even if it's instinctual, a feeling of they can't go as far as that guy just before her. And it's always annoying. So I always came up with a beer to show the dudes that I was just as cool. Like I had to use props to show that I was
But you are, Tori, and you got bad advice. Whoever gave you that advice is bad advice because you are like that. You come across like that without you don't need to wear snorkels and things like that.
I didn't wear snorkels.
But you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you try too hard, but you could do whatever you want. And if a guy did that and didn't have the context, he would also look ridiculous. So I get what you're saying, but I think you're taking it too personal. I think you being you was just enough, and you got bad advice in that particular
I appreciate
instance.
that, but Sarah Silverman, when she started saying words like V words, like Amy Schumer, she got called out. as this dirty comic when dudes have been talking about their stuff for a while.
Yeah, you think there is like that though. Ali Wong, like pushing the envelope.
Yeah,
I just watched, and I know she's your girl, Ali Wong.
She's amazing.
The first one I had seen, her recent comedy special. It is almost too raunchy for me.
I think
but I would say that
Don Wong. Yeah.
I would say that for male and female is a little bit raunchy for me, but good for her doing her thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Have
That's
you
what
seen it?
comedy should be.
You and I have
Was that the one when she
taste.
was pregnant? That was the earlier one.
This one's after.
That one was really funny.
Wait for this one.
All right.
It's still good. Okay, coming up on DBL, they are two identical twin sisters married to identical twin brothers. Oh my gosh.
I love it.
They join us live to talk all about their dynamic next.
Closed captioning provided by
Literally, it's the whole special.
I have thoughts on, because first of all, I remember I used to do a show at the 77 Lounge in Culver City, and Ali used to do the show a lot. And I remember this one person.
She is
came
so
up to me.
daring, by the way.
This person
So
came up
daring.
and goes, "Why isn't she famous yet?" And I was like, she was already kind of there, and I was like, it's going to happen. But
You knew it?
Yeah.
We're talking about Ali Wong.
She is a person that she's always been the exact same comic, just a force of nature on stage. And I think Ali, because I started looking at her and then looking at her fan base, unless something's changed, her husband was a doctor.
Yep.
And so she lives a certain kind of lifestyle already because she's successful.
She also makes fun of her husband, which I think a lot of women, we like to hear that. You know what I mean? 'Cause we all, when you're living with someone, you've been with them for so many years, you can relate. So she makes fun of her husband.
She does that, and kind of like, I think she speaks for, this sounds weird, well-to-do women or successful women, men, whatever, that also still don't consider themselves like prudish. They're still like, we still talk about all the things.
Right.
We just have a nice house. She doesn't lie about that or act like,
No, that's what I like about her. She's as transparent
she's like,
as
I'm
they
doing
come.
great, but this is
Yes, of course. This is our producer, Gabby. She's going to make sure that she gives us all the info.
Yes. So we have the Salyers twins. Salyers.
Salyers.
Yes.
Salyers. How do you have it spelled for me?
Salyers.
Okay, Salyers. Okay.
So you have the first question. It's directed to
Brianna. Okay,
Like
Brianna.
who works with
Yep.
So you all have a very unique situation. What are some of the most?
God, I've been switching back and
It's Brianna. Anna.
Captain Starbridge.
We met our husbands at a twins festival. We dated for about 6 months. They proposed. Oh my gosh, you look so gorgeous. And then we got married 6 months after that.
Brianna, do you take Jeremy? And Brittany, do you take Joshua to be your lawful wedded husband?
I do.
Oh my gosh, it's always Tuesday for these two sets of twins. We can't wait to chat with them all about the inside life of being an identical twin married. Two identical twins. Welcome Josh, Brittany, Brianna, and Jeremy Salyers.
Thank you.
Hello. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's get into it. Brianna, you all have a very unique situation, clearly. So what are some of the most asked questions that bug you? I can already think of some that I want to ask you that I'm sure you're like, okay, I've heard it a million times.
Sure. So I think one of the questions we get that's a little bit comical but can be a little bit frustrating is are you all married and do you all share a bedroom? Because the answer is, of course, no. I'm married to my husband Jeremy and Brittany's married to her husband Josh, and so we're monogamous marriages, but we do raise our children together and we all live under one roof.
All right, now I have to look, Jeremy, I'm coming to you and I need some clarification here. All right, so Jeremy, I need you to tell myself and everybody else included, how did Brittany end up with Josh and you ended up with Brianna?
Well, when we first met in Twinsburg,
we started talking as a group, the four of us, and just as that conversation progressed, we just split into twos, and it happened to be that those two were together and me and Brianna were together, and it just kind of happened naturally like that.
Wow. Right.
And so there was no having to choose one or something like that.
Right.
It just happened really naturally.
Just a quick question. Did you guys meet at Twinsdays in Twinsburg?
You got it, yes.
Right.
You know that place?
Yes, my father lived in Aurora, which is the community right next door. So I grew up knowing Twinsday my whole life. So yeah, I figured that's where you guys met.
Shout out to Twinsday.
That's right. Shout out Twinsburg.
All right, Brittany, I'm coming to you for this one. Do you have any funny stories of confusing each other, accidentally making a move on the wrong twin?
Ooh.
Well, there's been times when I've seen, one of the others go up to the wrong twin and they're about to hold hands or, give a kiss, but it hasn't gone that far, luckily. But for me, I remember it was our anniversary and I wanted to do this really romantic post about how Josh was the love of my life. And so I found my favorite photo from our wedding day where we're kissing and I posted it and I said, baby, I love you. This is such a magical moment of us kissing on our wedding day. And Josh came in and said, thanks, but you posted a picture of Brianna and Jeremy kissing.
Oh, that's hilarious.
That's amazing. That's hilarious. All right, I'm reading a book on boundaries. It's called Set Your Boundaries and Feel Peace, which is exciting. I want to talk about boundaries because you live in your business, Smith Mountain Manor, and you all raise your individual sons like brothers. So I would love to know, what kind of boundaries do you set with each other, or do you live in a boundary-less place? Well said.
Of the estate, the venue definitely helps. There's multiple kitchens, and so that does help. We have had to set some boundaries because as twins, when it's just each other, the two of us, like I don't knock. I don't like to do that because it's like we share everything. So like we share a closet with our respective twin, but you share a bedroom with your respective spouse,
Nice.
and so that can be a little bit difficult.
That makes sense. The closet.
What if
boundary.
one of you has a headache and you're like, your turn? No?
I don't think it works like that.
Sorry, that's.
Go get away with it, they can tell us apart.
That's funny.
Work for me.
Josh, to the people out there who say you're codependent, I'm not one of those people, but people say that. What do they not get? Talk to us. You have the floor, my friend.
I think that people, they say that we're codependent on each other and they make it into this negative thing that we can't function without each other in the world. And I guess what they don't understand is that this is a choice that we consciously make. This is what makes us happy, and we're just going to keep pursuing that, and regardless of how it may be perceived, I guess.
Good, set boundaries. Good.
Also, it's very normal for us, what we're doing, living together. It seems very normal for us, as for most people it doesn't seem normal.
Right.
But for us, we wouldn't do it any other way. That this is just who we are.
That's great.
If you couldn't tell, Al and I are also twins.
Yeah.
So we share the same brain. We had the same question. I'm like, oh, man. We had the same question. I'm going to ask about, I go like this, I'm going to ask about their matching outfits.
Yeah.
I was literally going to
And Al goes, me too.
The kids.
So do you guys do this on a daily, or is this just for the interviews, or do you just buy two of everything?
We tend to buy two of everything.
Really?
We tend to prefer to dress alike. We are not the types, we're not going to have a nervous breakdown if we're not dressed alike, but especially if we're like going out into the world, our preference is to be identical. And so we buy two of everything, and laundry is always an issue. It wasn't always that way. We've definitely gone in stages when we were kids. We didn't want to be dressed identically, so we always tell parents of young twins who ask us, just whatever your twins want to do. If they want to dress alike, great. If they don't want to dress alike, great. And it doesn't mean that they will or won't when they're adults, apparently.
Yeah. Have you guys ever had telepathic moments?
Ooh, we have, yes. I think so. Or a sense of feeling the other one's emotions or pain.
Wow.
I remember Brittany had a surgery when we were younger in high school, and it was really a traumatizing experience for both of us.
Wow.
At one point, I think the hospital thought they were going to have to sedate me also because I was feeling it and kind of having
We've run out of time. Thank you so much, Josh, Brittany, Brianna, and Jeremy. DBL Nation, you can get your fix of the Sawyers on Instagram, and their website is smithmountainmanor.com. We'll be right back.
Bye, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Attention sleep apnea sufferers. If you or a loved one's
Ukraine says it needs all the help it can get to fight against Russia, including more people. Ukraine's foreign minister posted a tweet with more than 45,000 likes that he also wants foreigners to join the fight, with some Americans responding that they're interested. So let's verify. Can Americans legally join Ukraine's International Legion of Territorial Defense? Our sources are the U.S. State Department, the Embassy of Ukraine in the United States, Amnesty International, and David Mallet, an associate professor at American University. So far, local media reports 20,000 soldiers from around the world have joined. The U.S. State Department says it's not illegal under U.S. law for people to go abroad and enlist in a foreign army, so long as you're not fighting against the U.S. The Ukraine embassy says if you're selected, you'll need to supply all of your own equipment, like body armor, uniforms, and medical supplies. The only thing you can't bring is your own weapon. Then there's what happens once you're there. Mallet says historically, local commanders welcome the expertise and training of experienced fighters, but inexperienced soldiers have a 1 in 3 casualty rate. Amnesty International warns Americans who fight for other nations can be arrested on U.S. soil for war crimes or other incidents that happen on the battlefield. So it's true. Americans can legally join Ukraine's International Legion of Territorial Defense. However, a senior U.S. defense official said on March 11th that Americans should not travel to Ukraine under any circumstances, and instead recommends donating time or money to relief organizations. With your Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis.
Welcome back to DBL. It's Women's History Month, and 5 women are proving that the sky's the limit. Watch how they are creating a pathway for women in aviation in today's Heart Threads.
These 5 Navy pilots are creating a path for women in aviation with the hopes of inspiring the next generation. Lieutenant Michelle Espinal walks a path few have traveled.
Growing up, there was nothing I ever thought that I couldn't do because I was a female. It's not how the world was when I was born.
Michelle isn't alone on this journey. She is one of 5 females in the same Navy squadron. Michelle Espinal, Amber Soma, Rebecca Ryan, Michaela Sokic, and Natalie Sava make up Strike Fighter Squadron 213, the Fighting Black Lion.
It's pretty epic, the job that we're doing, so I think sometimes we get really wrapped up in the tactics and all that sort of stuff, but it's cool to take a step back and be like, wow, like, this is pretty rare.
In 1974, the Navy was the first branch of the U.S. military to welcome female aviators. But it wasn't until 1993 when the military allowed women to fly combat missions.
There are some squadrons that still don't have very many women, especially in the aircrew side. But it's awesome seeing more and more women out there on the flight line.
Progress may seem slow, but that doesn't diminish what these women and those who flew before them have accomplished.
I would like to think that when young girls see us, they know that this is something that you can do.
Don't let anyone tell you that you can't do something for any reason.
Keep reaching for the skies, ladies. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by...
So 50 Cent is on a mission to uncancel Monique, and the Winslows reunited, but a family matter still needs to be addressed. Plus, black colleges have never looked so good. In this week's What Erica's Watching. Although he's not Slim Shady, 50 Cent's shade keeps on getting thicker and thicker. His latest celebrity beef includes Oprah and Tyler Perry. Now he's defending Oscar winner Monique, who recently broke her silence about being blacklisted. Now Monique feels like she deserves an apology, but Fitty says he's going to put her back on the map regardless. Now Fitty is finally using his power for good. However, bullying an apology out of Tyler and Oprah would likely require a magic stick. Just saying. So next, some of the cast of Family Matters got together for a photo shoot. But don't go getting too excited, because it seems that there's some family business that needs to be addressed before there can be an official reunion. Jo Marie Payton, aka Mama Winslow, says she was very hurt when her youngest TV daughter was written off the show, and that she won't be a part of anything official unless all of the Winslows are present, including Judy.
Hi guys. Oh, howdy doody, Judy.
You know, the girl that went up to her room and never came back down. Now, although Steve Urkel is not a Winslow, there would be no hit show without him. So let's focus on getting Jaleel White to sign on first, shall we? And the iconic fashion brand Polo by Ralph Lauren launched a new preppy line featuring two of the most prestigious historically black colleges, Morehouse and Spelman. Ralph Lauren says that American style would be incomplete without representation like this. We know. This partnership also includes $2 million worth of HBCU scholarships. Now, I want to go back to school shopping. Can you do that if you're not a student? Okay, I'm gonna do it anyway. So share with me anything that catches your eye by using the hashtag DBL Erica Watch. We'll be right back.
Even if you didn't know what it was, you've likely seen the colorful images from India's most joyous and vivid festival, Holi. People across India have celebrated it for centuries. Its roots lie in Hindu legend, with the first mentions of the festival dating back to a 4th century poem. Also known as the Festival of Colors, Holi represents the beginning of spring and good triumphing over evil. It's also a day of forgiveness. The night before the festival, large bonfires are lit, signifying the burning of evil spirits. On the day of Holi, brightly colored powder is thrown into the air, covering people, streets, and buildings. Water balloons filled with colored water are also thrown from rooftops. Every color has a meaning. Red, for example, symbolizes fertility and love. Green symbolizes new beginnings. At the end of the day, families gather for festive meals, and sweets are shared among neighbors and friends. Holi typically takes place in March, but the exact date depends on the moon and the Hindu calendar. And that's connecting the dots. For 9 News Mornings, I'm Alexandra Lewis.
Welcome back. I am not Sam. I'll make that clear. We do love sharing your comments.
We got it.
Okay, just making sure you guys know. She's J-Lo. I'm Leah Remini.
All right.
Okay. Donnie F. writes in, I must say this Friday episode is not only the best of the week, it's probably the best they've had in a while. Along with the chat,
Donnie,
though.
that was kind of like backhand.
It was a bit, but we'll take it. I'll take it.
I won't.
I'll take it. Jeff's not taking it. DBL's
Cheer up, Donnie. Things are looking up, buddy. Spring's around the corner.
DBL's new every day. We will see you same time, same place on Monday. Don't be a hater. That's my new signature line.
You don't have to say that second part.
Oh,
You just say
okay.
your line.
That's it then.
Yeah.
Bye.